All right, welcome to another episode of the Jumping the Rail podcast. This is Mark Redman coming to you from the Noodles position in Champaign, Illinois, and joined by my buddy Minders. And Minders, we almost got through a little over half last time, so we're going to get through the rest of it today. But
Good.
we got a little more AEW talk, so
A
this
little
should
bit more.
be a little bit more. Won't be nearly as long as the last one because we got a little bit of a shorter list to deal with
I
today.
said there's
So.
not as much people on this one now that I care about. So
Right, right. And now hopefully we have our rhythm down because about halfway through last episode we kind of got it where we were getting them we were getting them going through them pretty quick
yeah,
without
we got
without
this. We can
rambling too
handle
much.
this. Yeah, that works.
Yes,
The
yes,
less
yes.
rambling, the better.
Less rambling the better. Before we get into that though, I'm trying to think of what there is to discuss wrestling wise. It was kind of a
Money in
slow
the
week
bank.
outside of. We didn't talk about that last week, did we? Or last episode?
I don't think
Eh,
so.
well, let's get into it a little bit.
Did we not? I don't remember. All I remember is
I
AEW from last
I
from
don't remember what I had
last
for
month.
breakfast this morning, Menders. So I mean, it was between episodes. It was last Saturday, so yeah, we wouldn't have talked about it. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I thought it was a good show. I was happy I was right on most of my picks during the show. I picked EO to win the ladder match.
I had Damien for the men's.
This is Damien won. I know everybody and their mother thought LA Knight or Logan Paul was going to win, but
I did not think Logan Paul was going to win. I
I
really
didn't
didn't.
either. All the know-it-alls were saying it was going to be Logan or LA Knight. But I liked how they
I would
did
have been
it though with
okay.
Priest beating LA Knight at the end.
Yeah, I would have been okay with LA Knight, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. See what I
Yeah.
did there?
Yeah. But I've been all right with LA Knight, but I think Damian Priest, it just set it up, and I think I even ran through that scenario about if he won and then Finn won, and
Hmm.
then if he flipped on Finn, and I don't know. I'm curious to see how much longer the Judgment Day is going to last because I feel like
Oh,
there's a little bit of choppy waters going on right now.
yeah. It's a question of who's gonna turn babyface. Like, are they? Because it's one of two things going to happen. Either Priest is getting kicked out or Finn's getting kicked out.
Yep.
It's one or the other. If
Who
it's
would you rather
Priest,
see?
I would rather see Priest kicked out of it because then I think Finn would bring in McDonough as the fourth guy.
Hmm.
And just because I like McDonough, and I think he would be a good fit for the group. He's kind of got that kind of creepy vibe to him.
The only thing that worries me is who's going to be their heavy then. Because right now, Priest is their heavy.
Rhea,
Yeah,
Ripley.
Rhea.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
let
Watching
Rhea be the
last night,
heavy.
you can tell she's the boss after watching last night on Raw, when she was kind of giving
Definitely.
laying down the law to all the boys. You know.
Definitely. Because it was like, they, Finn's like, or was it Damien that's like, yeah, fine, I'll go talk to Finn again. Just for you, Rhea.
Well,
All
to
right,
be
so
fair, I wouldn't want
let's
her
talk
pissed
about
at
the
me.
other. Yeah, me neither. Well, let's talk about the other elephant in the room, and that's Ronda Rousey going completely babyface now. And is it sad I'm liking Shayna more than I like Ronda?
See, I
Not really. I'm a heel
here's what
girl,
I
so it works out.
during the whole angle, I thought that it was Shayna turning face on Ronda after the promo last week.
Well,
Because in the promo, she
I
was
don't know.
talking about how Ronda doesn't care about the business and all that stuff. That was a babyface promo from Shayna.
It was a babyface
But
promo, but she's not babyface.
no, she's never worked babyface before, which is the issue. And I think
Yeah,
I think it's not a secret that it sounds like Ronda's finishing up pretty soon with the company. So
I
maybe they
figure
want to
she'd be
have her
done
go out
after
as a
SummerSlam.
babyface.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
figure she'll
that's
be
what I'm
done after
hearing.
SummerSlam.
I think she wants to do this angle with
So,
Shayna, then go back to the farm, or I don't know. Maybe if Dana puts enough money
but then,
down, she'll go back to UFC.
well, but then why did they even let them have the championship belts? I don't get that. They had him for
because as
what?
a
2
favorite.
weeks?
I heard I heard it was Ronda wanted to do that for Shayna to give them a tag title run, as short as it may be.
I was gonna
But
say two
I think it
weeks.
was supposed.
It's gonna be
I think it was
forgotten.
supposed to happen sooner. I think it was supposed to happen like WrestleMania, but then Ronda got hurt,
Ah, gotcha. Okay. I was like that.
so
Okay, I don't
they
understand why
kind
we're
of
playing hot
shoehorned it in there.
potato. Yeah, I don't understand why
Yeah,
we were
but they
playing
got the
hot potato with the tag belts.
but they hot
But
potato back to the original people was Liv and Raquel getting them back.
I'll
Although I don't know how
tell
long
you
they're
what,
going to
though,
have them because
Raquel versus Rhea. Yeah,
yeah, that sounds like what we're getting for SummerSlam,
I
and
it
I'm
caught
all
my
for it.
interest. It's caught my interest.
Yeah, the
It's
back.
definitely caught my interest. Yeah, the back. All smiles, Rodriguez.
I've I've never seen somebody more proud of their back than Raquel Rodriguez, but
No, not at all.
no.
Um. Oh wait. Hey, we got AJ in the chat.
Hey AJ, our researcher is here, so
Yay! We'll make it
yeah,
through tonight.
yep. AJ, thanks for coming,
Okay,
Alba. And I don't think they're done. I think now that it's
I
Raquel and
hope
Liv, I
they're
think they'll
not.
get some more because I really like them as a team. But I think that was more than anything just to get the NXT Women's Tag Titles out of the way. To
Yeah.
my,
Oh, there's
why
our
not
other
just
boy.
have the women? Why not just have all the women's tag team championship stuff just on under one belt going to all the shows? You know what I mean? Hello,
Yeah.
Bari. Our boys are in the chat here. So
Boys are in the chat.
yep. All right. Let me ask you, what did you? I don't know if you saw the the tribunal, whatever you call it, the thing they did with Roman. I like how
I
where
saw
they're going
bits
with
and
this.
I saw bits and pieces. All I saw was like recaps from Raw. So because I
It
missed
was
last week's Raw because of everything
well,
going on. So
I wasn't home for SmackDown, so I didn't see it live. But from what I hear, they went like 30 minutes or so, 35 minutes in the opening segment with the trial, and then they did another 15 minutes at the end of the show when Jay came back and beat down Roman and challenged him for the championship.
I saw
So they
that.
put in so out of a
Uh,
2 hour show, they got almost half of it.
40, I would say 45 minutes, we'll say.
50
And then
minutes.
you figure 20
Yeah,
minutes and you figure 20 minutes for commercials. So over half.
yeah. But hey, that's the hottest thing going right now, so why not, you know?
It is. It is. That's what's
It's like
keeping
how
the
Raw
people
last
there.
night was
So,
it's like how Raw last night was really heavy on Judgment Day and all the angles going on there.
yep. I got a question for you because you know how I feel
Shoot.
about Flippy. What did you think of the whole Ricochet Logan Paul angle? And the whole what looked like a complete and total botch at Money in the Bank where Logan Paul landed on his head.
Well, I told you I agree. It looked sloppy. It showed, and Logan Paul on his podcast actually went so far as to say he doesn't know what he's doing, and he was kind of
Then don't do it.
swimming in deep water. I know, but on the other hand, it was the most convincing looking Spanish fly I've ever seen. Because
Yeah,
if
I
somebody's doing a
guess.
backflip holding onto you, it's not going to be pretty. It's
Yeah,
only pretty when they
it's
both jump
true.
at the same time and do the synchronized swimming routine and all that. Last night, I thought last night it seemed very forced between the two of them, promo
I
wise.
thought it was long.
It was very
That
long.
took forever.
Yeah, it was the most I've heard Ricochet talk on the mic in about 5 years.
That's true. That's very true.
AJ chiming in. Apparently, the Bloodline segment went 20 minutes over.
Oh
Hey,
wow.
you know what? If it's working, do it. You know, same thing with
As I say,
the old Rock and Mankind. This Is Your Life went over too back in the day, and it was like the highest rated segment in the history of the show.
that's still one of my favorite segments.
Oh, it's great.
But yeah, between that, let's see, what else have my boy's back again. I'm so excited. I
Uh,
hope my tag team from WWE is getting back together. I'll be so excited.
would that be
Had
the Psycho
Tommaso
Killer?
Ciampa. Yes, give me some Blackheart Psycho Killer.
Yeah,
I'm all
yeah.
for it.
That was a good match that you had last night. Kind of got the old Ciampa back during the match with the Miz last night.
I caught myself going through the entire damn thing. So it was entertaining for me.
Yeah.
But
So
I do like him with the Miz. I usually don't like the Miz, but this is working. For me, this
it's
is
working.
working.
The Miz is great as the slimy heel, and especially if he's got like paying Bronson Reed to do his dirty work for him here and there. Like they have him like just paying other big tough guys to handle all of his business. But it's like I told you after the match last night. I said I'm betting dollars to donuts for getting Bronson and Miz against DIY at SummerSlam
I'm here for it. And the sad
because
part
that's
is, though, the only reason I'm hoping for it is because in a
Ciampa.
year, I want to see Ciampa and Gargano go at it again. I want to see them turn on each other again. Because I'll tell you what, that was the best work both of them did in NXT.
Oh, I
It was
agree.
so good. It was so good.
But Ciampa's got to go
So
heel, right?
yes, Ciampa has. Although I will say this, it would be an interesting twist if Johnny would be the one to go heel.
Yeah, because they tried that in NXT for a little bit too.
Yeah,
When
they wouldn't let him go heel, but he's not on TV enough right now.
here's the thing, also he went heel during the pandemic,
Yeah,
so he went heel with no
and nobody
audience.
was. Yeah. So it'd be nice to see what he could do with an audience. Kind of like how
Yeah.
Drew's back, and I'm
Yes,
not
and I'm
hating
glad
the
to see him
fact that
back.
I'm not hating the fact that he's going against Gunther because that's going to
Oh
be
no,
great.
that's gonna be so good.
It's going to be so fun.
Gunta.
There's your Haas fight, bud. There's your Haas
That's a Haas
fight.
fight and a half. Speaking of Haas
But yeah,
fights, I went on Fight TV yesterday after I got home from work. I watched the MLW show from Saturday when Alex Kane beat Hammerstone for the MLW Heavyweight Championship. That was a Haas fight.
oh, I bet. I bet. Like, both those guys are so good.
Oh yeah, and
I'll be glad when they
AJ,
finally get picked up. I
yeah,
hope they get picked up.
AJ made a really good point about the whole MJF Adam Cole feud. He said if they bring in Richard Holiday and Hammerstone to join MJF and put the dynasty back together, then have Roddy and O'Reilly help join Cole, then you got a whole new wrinkle to that feud. And I would love to see Hammerstone get put on a big stage, and Holiday too, to get
Yeah.
a lot of viewers because I like MLW, but they're not getting the audience that they should be for as good as the people are in that show.
No. And then of course AJ has to chime in with his Acura 2 belts.
Akira, yeah,
Sure,
Acura's
whatever.
a car. Acura's a car.
Whatever.
Uh, hey,
That,
also
I'm
Mance
not I'm
Warner.
not a fan.
Plus, we got to see Mance Warner beat Corey Graves' brother on that show too. So
Oh, well, there's fun.
yeah, with Micro
Hey,
Man.
okay, so we jumped the rail. Going
No.
back to Ciampa and Gargano.
Uh huh.
I, I think they're going to bring him back because if you noticed, I think it was Corey Graves last night that said something about you got to have a partner that you know you can trust and that you've known for a really long time.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, that's not foreshadowing. Thanks a lot, Graves.
Oh, gravy, as KP calls him.
oh, uh, gotta love Corey.
I actually like Corey. I think he's one of
I
the
do
best.
too.
I mean, better
I have
than
no problems with Corey
Excalibur.
Graves. Oh dear Lord, who isn't?
Mike Adamle.
Okay.
I will say
Eh,
Excalibur's better than Mike Adamle.
all right.
Except for Kofi Jamaican Me Crazy, there was nothing redeeming about Adamle's commentary work.
okay, so what else
Well,
happened? Are we talking about AEW? What all have you
let's
watched on
get
AEW? Let's get caught up with it real quick.
watch Dynamite Wednesday.
Why?
It was, you know, it's the booking aside. There's still people on that show that I like that I want to see what they do. It hurts that Kingston's not there because he's doing the G1 coming up, so he's in
Yeah,
Japan. Uh,
and he'll be there for what? A couple months?
6 weeks or
Or
so, I think,
6 weeks? I was gonna say I
give or
thought
take.
that ran for quite a while.
Yeah. Hey, King beat Kenta for the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship in our like in between time between episodes here. Oh yeah, AJ is right. We got Nick Wayne debuting tomorrow, which I'm excited about because I really like him. All you GCW fans know him. He's kind of the wunderkind. He's been teaming up with Jordan Oliver down there. Uh,
Oh,
but I'm
Jordan.
curious.
Okay, I know Jordan.
Yeah, the East Coast
I don't know.
Ace.
Yeah, we've seen him. AJ, Barry, and I have all seen Jordan at down New Wave, or when New Wave was a thing. He was at New Wave a
Nice,
few times. Yeah, it was good times.
nice, nice. All right. In
Uh,
October, uh, we have talked more than once about Anarchy in St. Louis and how we've been wanting to. Everybody's been wanting to go check it out, but in our little group. In October, on Thursday, October 12th, our buddy Gary J is going to be taking on Masato Tanaka, and I kind of
I
think we
heard you
need to
guys
be
talk.
there.
I heard
I
you
think
talking
we,
about this on Gold Rush. I heard you talking about
I,
this on Gold Rush.
yeah, I think we need to be there, but if schedules allow, because I don't know when we're going to get to see Masato Tanaka again, like like live,
Yeah,
and him against Gary
that
J. They're just gonna knock the piss out of each other in that match.
I can't wait to see what their chests look like after that. Holy
Ooh.
Jesus!
What's
Yeah,
the Japanese word for hamburger?
I have no idea. AJ.
Oh,
But yeah,
yep. Already, we might have to make that one. And AJ, stiff as hell. Yep,
you know
both
what?
right.
If it wasn't a Thursday,
That's the problem. It's a Thursday, and but I looked up. I think my schedule means it's going to fall on the Thursday before my Friday off, which might be helpful.
see, but you got to understand, in a week and a half, I leave for Vegas and I'm on vacation for a week, so I don't know if I can get time off. Plus, we got to see what my situation is with my foot, but
That's
we'll
true.
figure
Oh,
it
you got
out.
that? Is that tomorrow? You got to go back and get
That's
your foot looked at.
tomorrow.
Well,
That's
hopefully you get
tomorrow.
some good news, Menders. We're pulling for you after that
Yeah,
bastard CMC broke your foot.
CMC did not break my foot. I
Well,
can't
just
wait till we talk about that tomorrow. I'm so excited about
uh-huh.
tomorrow night's podcast. But I digress.
Oh,
Let's get
thank
back
you,
to
AJ.
AEW.
Hambagu. That's
Hambagu. All
hamburger
right.
in Japanese. Okay, that works. All right. So what do you say we get into this list? Let's get it hammered out here.
Let's do
We're
that because part of it we can actually talk about some of the stuff that happened this past week
true.
with the people that
Very
are
true.
coming up. So
All right.
you
So
start because this first guy, I really have no feelings
yeah,
on him
we're
whatsoever. In
we're
fact, it
we're
wasn't even who I
starting
thought it was.
starting with a bang, Menders. So as you know,
Oh
we
yeah.
left off. The last person we talked about was Pac on the
Yep.
last episode. He was where we left off.
Hmm.
So sticking with our alphabetical order, going deep into the P's, which is all four people. Uh,
Right.
first guy, Parker Boudreaux. Had not been there very long. He's a lot of people remember him as Harlan from NXT. He was Joe Gacy's enforcer before they did the whole dyad schism business. Uh,
Right.
built like a brick shithouse. Uh, and
If
not
I
a
remember right,
horrible.
though, doesn't he have no talent?
I wouldn't say no talent. He seems very green. I don't know how long he's been in the
Very green.
business for, but he's there. Uh,
I love
I think
Barry.
he's I think he's hurt right now. Oh, what do you say? Hang on.
Who? Who?
uh, he's kind of like he reminds me a lot of Lars Sullivan in his look.
Yeah,
I don't know about his personal
I'll buy
habits
that.
or anything like that, but
The
I got
boys
my
are gonna have me laughing all night. That's all I gotta say. I like
let's
AJ's
see.
comment. You need to put that one up. The next Brock Lesnar, right? How's that working out?
Oh my. Let's see.
are
I'm trying to see where he. I'm
are
trying.
you doing research as we're talking?
I'm in research. I'm on Wikipedia. Uh, he
Well, that's
signed with
always right.
WWE in 2021, but apparently in less like 2 years before he was playing football for Central Florida. So
That sounds about right.
he's young. He's
Yeah, he
only, let's see,
he looks
25. So
22,
he's
23. Okay,
25. Yeah, 6'4",
25.
343. Yeah, they signed him. They signed him in WWE right out of college. So because it says trained by the Performance Center.
Okay.
So yeah, so he's still green as goose shit.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I
He's
only get
very
that
green.
picture off there because he's off-putting to look at.
Yeah.
Not
Thank you.
a knock on him.
At least it's not
All right.
Tony. That's all I gotta say. Next. Ah! Hate that picture.
Okay, next, I don't know why he's on the list under talent because he's worked one match in the whole time they've had him. Paul White. I love Paul White. I'm a
I
big
love Paul
Big Show
White.
fan, but what is he there for? I mean, I know they brought
Well,
him in to do commentary on was it Elevation, but
yeah, something like that.
there's no more Elevation, and they haven't done anything with him on any of these shows. Put him on Collision. Make him a commentator there. Put him with KK and Nigel.
Put him as a trainer and put him with uh like Wardlow, let Wardlow and him work together
I would
with
say
Wardlow training from him. Powerhouse Hobbs. Let him be a trainer. Let him train those big guys to teach them
all
what they need to be doing.
they've got Big Show. Well, I'm sorry, Paul White. He's not Big Show anymore. I don't want to piss anybody off.
He's
They got, but they got him. They got Mark Henry in the backstage. Wardlow and Hobbs and Luchasaurus, all these big guys they got could do nothing but benefit from just sitting under
talking
their
to those
learning tree,
guys.
you know?
Yes.
Let's see, AJ. That's a decent point. Maybe he's doing brand ambassador stuff. Could be. I don't know. He's every time you see him, he's wearing that AEW swag, so he's getting the brand out there for sure.
I think Bari's answer was better. He collecting a fat ass check to do nothing.
Hey, not wrong. And Tony has got no compunctions about giving you a fat check and having you do nothing. Punk.
Nope.
Excuse me.
All
All right.
right.
Next up, and this is the guy I think we're going to get a little bit of time out of here.
Yes, we will.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Will Hobbs.
They
Man,
dropped the ball on him to begin with, though.
I am a fan of Will Hobbs, and it kills me what they're doing with him. Because I know we talk about Jericho being a charisma vampire, but QT Marshall is probably the kiss of death as far as talent. And we'll talk about QT more here in a bit. But
Well,
it's
I'm going to just step in and say on Collision, I know you missed it, and you need to go back
I
and watch
missed
it.
I missed Collision.
You need to go back and watch it because I think Powerhouse is done with him.
I hope so.
I'm
I'm gonna
hoping he almost punched him in the face, and I would have been really excited about it. So
if he punches
fingers
QT in the face, he's gonna
crossed.
be the biggest baby face in the company.
Oh, I know. But yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs, I wish they would do more with him. I think there's more they can do with him.
Oh
But
yeah.
again, the booking is killing him.
Can I make a hot take about Powerhouse? Because I'm a fan.
Okay.
Hang on, AJ's got a comment here. Favorite wrestler to play on is on Fight Forever. I still haven't played the game, so I don't know. Uh, I believe it though. You know, it's fun playing those big strong guys in those video games because they throw people a mile. You know, uh, with Will Hobbs could very easily be the next Ron Simmons if he's booked right, if he puts the work in. He's got the body for it. He's got the power for it. It's just he's a strong promo. He's not a bad promo.
And I think he would. I think he's one of the few that would put the work in. I think he's
Yeah,
one of the ones that respect the business enough to put the work in
yeah,
to be something great.
I know for a fact because I listened to Busted Open. I know Mark Henry has a lot of interest in Will Hobbs backstage as far as working with him and like help
You know,
mentoring him.
the other one that I would love to see him work with would be Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
Let
they
him
had
sit
kind
under
of a cup
Samoa
of
Joe's tree.
because they had like a cup of coffee. They never really actually got the match because Wardlow kind of gummed up the works a little bit there. But I thought we were
Yeah,
going to get Hobbs and Joe for that TNT title toward the end of the year, like beginning of the year last year.
yeah.
Uh, Yeah, he's got to get away from QTV. Hopefully, from what you're saying about Collision, it's going to happen sooner than
Hopefully
later.
from Saturday, it'll happen sooner than later. So
Uh,
fingers
but,
crossed.
but Hobbs, big strong guy. We always say he's the kind of guy Vince would drew over if
Oh yeah,
he was. Uh, but man, he's got a hell of a spine buster. Probably one of, if not, I mean, other than Claudio, maybe pound for pound strongest guy they got in
yeah,
on the roster. I
probably
still
pretty
think Claudio's
close.
the strongest, but man,
Yeah,
he's big monster heel, but he could also be just as good as the monster baby face.
spine to the pine, as AJ says.
That's right. That's right. And you know that Jim Ross is a fan of Will Hobbs. He's got that
Oh yeah.
Butch Reed, Ron Simmons vibe to him. So
Well, and I could
modern.
definitely see him being like a Ron Simmons type person. Like
Oh yeah,
if he would step, shoot, let's get a hold of Ron. Hey Ron, go talk to this kid. Let him learn from you, please,
I'd I'd be
please.
I would be very curious if Ron has seen Hobbs, if Ron Simmons watches AEW programming, because I don't know how much wrestling he watches now that he's. 'Cause I think he's
He
done
may
with
not watch
wrestling.
much. Yeah, as I say, he may not be watching much,
Yeah.
but
All
poor
right.
Powerhouse. Yeah, because QT was the reason that Powerhouse. I okay. Spoiler alert, I guess that Powerhouse lost in the semifinal for the Owen Hart
Of
tournament.
right, right. To Ricky Starks.
So, yeah,
So we're getting, and we'll talk about Starks here in a couple people here.
yeah, we'll
Uh,
talk about. Yeah, he's just a little ways down. So,
yeah, yeah. All right. Next guy we shouldn't have to go very long on here, Menders. Preston Vance. Oh, I forget his nickname now that he's in La Facción Ingobernable. That's the
yeah, okay.
only I decent picture I could find of him. But
He needs the
uh,
mask. I would know who he was
yeah,
better if he had the mask.
right. Well, unless you could read the 10 on his boobies there.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Perro
I yeah.
peligroso. Thank you, AJ. So dangerous dog, I guess, in Spanish. Uh,
Okay.
all right.
I'm kind of glad he's away from the
Dangerous
dark
as
order.
far as dangerous in terms of unsafe in the ring or unreliable, untrustworthy. I don't know. He,
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't find anything on Preston as far as like how long he's been in the business for, but he still seems very green. I think he's one of Brody's pals, and that's how I think that's how he got into the company. And
gotcha.
it just, you know, he just found a friend in Florida, Tony, and got a contract out of it.
That's how most of them are still there. But
Uh, the stuff I'm not a fan of the stuff he's doing with Roosh. I like Roosh, but Preston is just kind of taking up space in that group. It
well, that's because Tony loves his factions.
he
So
does.
he's got to have a faction, and it's
I like factions
okay.
too, but you can't have everybody in the group.
No, you can't. You can't.
That's another issue. That's one of the only issues I have with New Japan. They have like 5 stables and everybody is spread out between them. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of like solo people out there. Even just
Well,
the
shoot,
even just the single
you
guys
can't.
are lumped into New Japan. So
Right. Well, I was say, but when you're looking at something like that, though, you've got that numbers game. You've got to have numbers to equal it out. I mean, I
mhm,
get it. I understand where it's coming from, but why do you got to
right.
have that many? Have
It's
two.
like
Have
West Side.
two factions. Two
It's like that
factions.
movie.
That's it.
It's like that movie The Warriors when they got off the train and there's like 20 different gangs all gathered around. You got like the Furies and all the other ones. I haven't watched the movie in 25 years, but it's from the late 70s, and it's just kind of a weird movie, but it is a fun movie though. But it's
Yeah.
like it's about the New York street gangs basically. Like they're fictitious, but still, it's
What
oh
did he?
AJ. Oh my, oh we're gonna get sued.
Don't believe
Tony
me.
Khan
Just
just heard you
watch.
say you can have everyone in a faction. Allegedly did a line of Booga Sugar and said, "Don't believe me, just watch." Oh my goodness. Now I know how Booga Sugar is spelled though.
Yeah, we got
Thank you
that in
for
there.
saying allegedly, AJ. That
I
way we're
appreciate
legally.
that. Appreciate it. All
We
right, can we
cannot
move on from
confirm or deny
wrestling?
that Tony deals in recreational goodies, but let's move on. All
Okay.
right.
Sorry, I'm getting word from our other boss,
Oh,
our Wednesday night boss.
oh, okay. Well, we'll keep that off to the side until after the show, then, because we have to discuss tomorrow for the 0-1 shootout. Cheap plug. Uh, all right. So moving on here.
Oh, geez.
There you go. Absolute Ricky
Oh,
Starks. I am a
okay.
fan
You
of Ricky
kind of
Starks.
skipped around a little bit, but okay.
Who did I skip?
You missed the cues.
Oh, there's cues.
You did
One
it on
cue.
purpose, didn't you? You did it
There's
on
one
purpose,
cue,
didn't you?
and I try to avoid talking about him, but fine.
Well, we're
QT.
not going to very long because we already did, and we said he needs to be
That's
gone.
true.
So
That's true.
there you go.
QT. I'm
Done.
not going to say he
Now.
needs to be gone. I'm not going to say he needs to be gone. He needs to be off television.
Yeah, okay, off television.
Let him run the
That's fine.
Nightmare Factory. Let him help out backstage. All that stuff. But just I don't want
Let
him
him do the
on my
booking.
TV. Ugh. Hey, if what's I hear is true and Jimmy Jacobs is helping with the creative, I have hope. I'm just
Okay.
gonna put it that, but we'll have to see.
All
All
right.
right, now can we talk
Let's
about
get
Ricky?
into Ricky. Yeah, we can talk about Ricky.
Absolute.
As Ricky is one of the finalists in the Owen Hart tournament,
Yes.
which was it was actually a really good match until QT had something to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. Starks has so much talent, one of the best young talents around today. I agree. Also, why QT Marshall dressed like Charlie Sheen? It's a good question. Very good question.
I don't.
I
Okay, hot take.
uh-huh.
Why is Starks not considered one of the pillars?
He's not one of the original guys. He came in as an open challenge for Cody during the pandemic, so he wasn't there
But
from day
he's
one.
just as good as Jack Perry. Come on.
He's better. He's better than all those pillars except for maybe for MJF.
Yeah, I would even say Darby. I think him and
You think
Darby are about equal.
I'll
See,
say this:
here's the thing.
Darby is
This is
better than a lot of people give him credit for. He just does all the stupid shit, and then it gets lost a little bit.
okay, AJ. That makes sense. AJ
Hang
just
on,
said
Sims.
because they dropped the four pillars merch already before Starks was around. Okay, that makes sense. But here's my thing: like, out of those pillars, I see
Mm-hmm.
MJF as being the real main guy, and then I kind of see Sammy and Darby on the same level, and then
Then
there's Perry.
Jangle Man, Jack Jerry.
Yeah, Jangle Man, Jack Jerry. So
I love Danhausen.
that's kind. That's how I kind of have
Yeah,
differentiated all of that.
there are tiers in that pillar system, and then that's what I put Britt Baker above Jangle Man.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, Ricky Starks is good enough. He should be up there.
Yeah,
He should be.
I hate the pillars concept altogether, to be honest with you. But as far as talent goes,
Hopefully, we're
Ricky's what?
really good. He's
Yeah,
really good.
he is. I first saw Ricky in when they brought back the NWA on YouTube in 2018, 19. I forget what year it was.
Hmm.
But he kind of came out of nowhere and was just really good. Had not much different than how he is on AEW, and they kind of strapped the rocket to him. They put the TV title on him pretty fast after he got there. Then when the lockdown happened and NWA stopped running shows for a bit, he got his release and went to AEW, which I understand they're running shows, so why not?
Great.
Uh,
Why not?
he's kind of gotten the run around a little bit because he showed up and almost immediately joins Team Taz, which was uh,
It was fine.
a
It was
decent.
fine for what it
It was
was.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
not executed horribly great.
No, but
I
that's
think
not their fault. That
no,
wasn't
no,
any of the
that's not a knock
talent's
on
fault.
them. I don't know
No.
that. I'm not a fan of having the FTW title in AEW just because it's not an official championship. It's just I think it was just something to do to get Taz over when he was managing Cage, and then
Yeah.
bug flying around. Then put it on Hook because keep it in the family, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Ricky go get a run with the TNT title. If you could have gotten him against, and I know he was hurt for a bit with that neck injury. If we could have
Right.
gotten Ricky against like Scorpio when Scorpio was holding the belt, that would have made for some darn good wrestling.
Yeah, it would have. AJ, Team Taz could have been awesome. Talk about a group being less than the sum of all of its parts.
Yeah, I mean, look at who
He's
they
not
had. They
telling
had
lies.
no, I mean, look who they had. They had Brian Cage, who was like the big name because he was a world champion in Impact, for what
Yeah.
that's worth. Uh, and I like Impact, but then you bring in Starks, then you got Hobbs, you got Hook. All four of those guys are in pretty substantial roles in the company right now.
Yeah.
And then you got Taz, but it just
Which is the
they
best
were
commentator they have on
yeah,
Dynamite.
you're not wrong. Uh, but yeah, it's just this could have been executed so much better. And so I was glad when Ricky got to go babyface because as awesome as he is as a heel, he's great in that almost rockish kind of babyface role where he's the
Yes.
cocky guy with the shirts and the I don't know what you
That
call that little
everybody
move
still
he
loves.
does.
Can be cocky,
Yes,
but everybody still loves, which makes no
yeah,
sense.
yeah. Love
All
his
right,
finish,
let's
but
move
yeah,
on.
I think we agree. Ricky Starks is he needs to be doing more with, and him being paired up with Punk and FTR, I think was a good way to kind of spotlight him a little bit on Collision at the start
Well, and
there.
that's got to be the way. Punks must have said he wanted to work with him because he wouldn't be working
I
with
would
him
assume.
if he didn't say he wanted to work with him.
Yeah,
So hopefully, I hope Ricky takes every bit of advice that Punk gives him and runs with it
yeah,
because
yeah.
he kind of, Ricky, he has all the basics to, or all the
You got all the tools.
structure
Yeah.
to, yeah, to be that type of person. So come
I'm
on,
gonna
Ricky,
put you
don't
on
let
this.
us down.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Minders. Who wins the Owen Cup, Ricky or Punk?
Who do I think's going to win, or who would I like to see win?
Who would you like to see win?
I would like to see Ricky win.
I've got a feeling that they're gonna put it on Punk just because it's Punk.
I don't know. I think Joe's going to have something to do with it.
Well, we can hope.
I really do. I really do.
Or maybe Bullet Club Gold.
I don't think it's going to be
Have to
Bullet
wait and
Club
see.
Gold. I think it's going to be Joe. I really think
Okay.
it's going to be Joe.
I mean, I'm there for it. If we get more Joe and Punk, then I'm there for it.
I'm more inclined to think Joe's going to have something to do with it.
Okay.
Because in all
Well,
honesty, when Ricky won the semifinal, I seriously thought Joe was going to win.
Ooh,
I really did. So
okay.
just for the simple fact of our normal heel versus face, that's kind of what you want to have, blah, 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 blah. But now that Ricky's won and Punk's won, the storyline now is going to be with Samoa Joe and Punk. And I have a feeling Punk's going to get screwed.
Yeah. So let's move on here. We talked about give
Okay.
Ricky his time there. Uh,
Yep.
there we go. El Toro Blanco, Rush from La Facción Ingobernable. Yeah, I think I got a frog in my throat trying to roll my R's there. Uh, a hell of a talent. Former Ring of Honor World Champion. I don't think he was undefeated up until he lost the title to PCO. I love his style. Kind of he kind of got roasted by some of our favorite podcasters for his match with Jungle Boy on
I was
TV.
just going to say, yeah, that was a rough match. I'm not going to lie. That was a rough
Yeah,
one to watch.
I think it
It
was.
see AJ
I
even
think it was
just said it
Bully.
too.
Yeah, Corny. He kind of went off on Roosh after that. Actually,
He
he was
would have
kind of going
fired
off on
Rude.
the. Yeah, he would have fired him
He would have
because
fired him.
he made his number one contender look like a little punk
Joke.
bitch.
Yep.
But then Jungle Boy fucking puts him over on Twitter after the match.
Yeah.
Come on,
Idiot.
dude. The girl was set. But
uh,
uh, but Roosh, I love the style. You know, he's a big heavyweight, but he moves like a lucha. Uh, and we talked about Lefaxion and Gobernable. We talked about Preston Vance. I liked it when it was the Ring of Honor version because it was Roosh, Dragon Lee, Kenny King, which is a
yeah,
darn good group. And then you add Dralistico, who is, I think, Sin Cara #2 in WWE, but he's also Roosh's brother. So that makes sense. So that's why he's there.
yeah.
But Preston Vance just seems like the square peg in a round hole in this situation.
I
But
do.
Roosh could
Yeah.
very easily just be a loner, you know, just kind of all apologies to Baron Corbin, a lone wolf, if you will.
Yeah, you better apologize to Baron Corbin because I'm super excited that the Lone Wolf's back. So,
Yeah, me too. And apparently NXT full time, is that right?
yeah, that's what I heard. So I'm
But
excited.
yeah, I like
That
Corbin.
reminds me.
His gimmicks have changed my opinion of him for a few years, but I was always all about the lone wolf. I always thought it was cool. All right, let's move on here.
You said that, and I forgot. I gotta hold on. I gotta video or I gotta record NXT tonight.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of it. YouTube
Um,
TV, it's just automatically in the DVR, so I got it.
ah, I
All
just
right,
have
so
to set it and do it.
yeah, so here we go,
Yeah, let's talk
Minders.
about Roddy.
Roderick Strong, one of my favorites, going way back. Also, one of the nicer guys that I've met at indie shows.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's also much smaller than me. Like I was taken aback by how much shorter he was than me, but that's not a knock on him. He's strong as a box,
Yeah, you just said
ox,
strong as a box.
strong as an ox. That's what I meant to say.
I
Oh,
okay,
okay,
so
AJ, I was right. Dragistico's the former Mystico. When Mystico 1 went to be Sin Cara, he took over the Mystico game. Okay, thank you. I appreciate the clarity. I always get mixed up with Sin Cara and Mystico, all that stuff. Uh,
yeah, well, maybe
oh,
never
back
mind.
back to Roddy here.
Back to Roddy.
Uh, they've already kind of dropped the ball with him by having him debut in a multi-man free-for-all fuckfest.
Well, but they did let him go one on one against Jericho.
They did, and they got
Although
him get a win on
it didn't
Jericho.
end up being one on one, but yeah. Um, I don't think they've completely dropped the ball with Roderick yet because they're
No,
still
no,
keeping him with Cole.
true.
So as long as they keep him with Cole, I don't know if we'll ever get Bobby Fish back. I I would like I don't know. I'm torn with Bobby Fish, but if we get Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole together, yes,
Yeah,
please. Yes,
yeah, because we
please.
talked about that with the Dynasty and UE
Yeah.
having a feud. Uh, I'm with you. I kind of there was a part of me that hoped that they wouldn't put Roddy with Cole just because it's so obvious, it's so easy. Uh, I would have liked
But I
to,
think you need that till they get established. I really do. And he wasn't
Ro-
established yet.
Roddy has been established from his Ring of Honor time. That should have been enough. Uh, I mean,
How
he's
many?
been one of the top guys of Ring of Honor until he went to NXT. Uh,
Right.
yeah. Oh, AJ chiming in here. Too bad he didn't have a Forbidden Door match. Agreed. I'd watch the shit out of
Yeah.
Roddy versus Kenta or Roddy versus Tom Lawlor. I'd be down for either one of those. I've actually seen Roddy versus Kenta in Ring of Honor back in the day. I think it was like '06. I want to say it was back when he was teaming with Aries.
Oh,
But that
wow.
was something I had thrown out as an option if if they wind up putting Cole and O'Reilly as a tag team, then have Roddy turn heel and bring Aries in. but but then they'd have to
Uh,
deal with Aries, and that I've
so
heard
they
is
have to
the
deal with
tall order
Aries
these
then.
days. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of I heard he's kind of a loose cannon.
Yeah, a little bit.
Uh,
But
I see big things out of Roddy if they book him right, and it's always the big caveat with Florida Tonys if they book him right. Uh,
right.
he can go with anybody. He can lift anybody, which is a big thing. He can hit his backbreakers on just about anybody.
He did
Which
with Joe.
yeah, oh yeah, he's
And that match he
I've
had
seen him
with
throw Joe
Joe.
around.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
That was so
that was a good
good.
match. It was a really good match. Uh, I would like to see him. I don't mind him being affiliated with Cole for now, but I want to see him do his own thing. I want to see him kind of make his own steam, and I think he'll get there.
Make his own way. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's another one that could go after that TNT title, or even
this is a
oh, you
very
know
good
what? It'd be
point.
nice, right?
Pros of
I saw
Austin
that.
Aries, he's Austin Aries. Cons of Austin Aries, he's Austin Aries.
He's Austin
That's very
Aries.
true.
I wouldn't mind actually seeing Roddy go after Orange.
I'd take it.
And notice I called him Orange. Thank you very
I know.
much.
I know. So we had to have a discussion.
We
I,
had a
I was a little worried
discussion.
about, yeah, but I mean, I'll still call him Pockets every now and then, but
Oh, I will
still.
too.
But you know what? I'll bet those two would have a hell of a match if
I
Orange can if Orange can not do all the dumb pocketsy shit that he does, because we talked about it. Orange can go when he's motivated.
yeah. Well, and like I said, well, AJ just brought up a really good point too.
Oh, this yes, please. Roddy
Roddy
versus
and Swerve.
Swerve. Oh my
Yeah, no
gosh,
kidding. Um, but
I
yeah,
am there for that one.
I think Roddy might be somebody to take that belt off of Orange.
Well, we've said that about so many people already,
I
though.
know, I know we
Lethal
have,
and Black
and
and
we know what
Buddy.
it's leaning to, and but yeah,
I love we
as
both
we
had the
as we both
resigned sigh at the same time.
it's because everybody knows what's going to happen, and none of us want it to happen. Um, but yeah, I mean, he's another one that could very good. Yeah, yeah. But he's another one that could, like we've said, there's so many of these guys that are good upper middle card guys that could legit still carry that belt and give it the
Sure.
prestige that it needs.
Yeah.
But
I'm still holding out hope that Pat comes back and takes it from Orange.
I'm holding out hope, but we'll see.
I'm curious what they're gonna because it's the international championship, so it's got to be defended at Wembley because that's an
It has to
international
be.
show. But
And
we
if
don't
it's
know who it's
there,
gonna be.
it has to be Pac. It has to be Pac. But like, didn't AJ
Either
say
Pac,
to?
maybe Saber Jr.
Oh, I don't care. Either one of those would be good. I would be fine with both. All right, I think we've given Roddy his due. Let's move on
All right, we got another one we're
before
gonna
we
talk a
get.
lot about.
I know we've got another one, but then we've got some other ones coming up. Huh?
Pentaco
Oh, okay.
from the Spanish
That
Announce
was a dumb.
Project. Oh yeah, I got them. They're kind of my names. I got all the S's, but when I put them in here, they kind of got jumbled. So I'm just going with
That's
it.
fine.
I don't care.
I'm just trying to follow. Don't
Okay,
mind me.
that's why I got the pictures. That way, it's
Yeah, when you
uh
put that up, I was like, wait, that's not who I thought it was going to be.
yeah. I'll
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
It's
they've put him on what Rampage or something. One of the shows
he's
I don't watch. Evolution, maybe. I don't. Dark. I don't know.
a lot of Ring of Honor. He's on Ring of Honor a lot. Uh,
Okay.
he's the Spanish Announce Project with
And Helico
fucking
and
Luther and Angelico,
Luther.
which
Yeah.
I'm still kind of cheesed that that's the name that they're going with because it's such a direct rip off of the Maximo Brothers and the SAT.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Thanks, Florida Tony. Uh,
Thanks.
we had enough to say about Luther. I don't have a whole lot of different takes about Serpentico, except I will say this though. He's seems like he's a good hand to have around because from what I understand, he'll work under the mask and then he'll also work dark matches or enhancement matches without the mask, all on the
Oh,
same
nice.
shows. So he's working with the talent and getting them and helping them out. So I got respect for that. Uh,
Yeah.
AJ says I was it? Here we go. I want to get a Serpentico
Yeah.
mask from a mask. I didn't know you had a mask collection, AJ.
Oh, he does. Oh, yes. He
Does
has
he?
a very elaborate mask collection. He has quite a few masks.
Hey,
That's
I
why
have
I think Bari got him one when we were at the expo.
huh, I
I'm
have
pretty
one
sure.
mask, and I don't know where it is, but I want to find it because when I went to an IWA show in 2008, I
Mm-hmm.
bought from Tracy Smothers. He had a whole table full of lucha masks for some reason that he was selling, and I bought a Rey Mysterio mask off of him. It was for one of the kids, I think, and he wound up he signed it. So I have somewhere a signed Rey Mysterio mask that's signed by Tracy Smothers.
Nice. Okay.
So that did not go to the kids. That stayed with me. I just went to Hot Topic and bought the
You were
kid
like,
another
yeah, no,
cheap
it's not
mask,
going.
and I have no idea where it is. I need to find it because I need to put it in a place of honor on one of my styrofoam heads, maybe where this belt is.
There you
But
go.
uh, but yeah, that's kind of my favorite wrestling memorabilia that I have outside of my big gold signed by Ricky Steamboat and Scott Steiner. But that's neither here nor
Yeah.
there. Uh, let's see. So I
Next,
think all right. Next,
we're
yes,
done with Serpentico.
we've spent more time than I planned on Serpentico. All
Me
right.
too.
Next up, this uh, I'm a fan. We're not going to get a lot of talk out of him just because he's been gone for so long. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just say this: the Proud and the Powerful should have been the most dominant tag team in AEW from day one.
Should
But
have been.
you know,
Thanks, Tony.
when your EVPs are also a tag team, then it's gonna cause political
Yeah.
strife. Because I love Santana Ortiz as a team; they were so good. Hopefully, when he comes back, they can
Hopefully
get it
they can
going
get over
again.
whatever their yeah. Hopefully they can get over whatever their complaint
Yeah,
was with each other.
yeah. It's because they were a lot of fun to watch in like Impact. And I'm gonna take a wild guess: were they in Lucha Underground?
Yeah.
I thought so.
I'm pretty sure they were. AJ,
AJ,
double check me on that. Well, the only reason I say is I know AJ watched Lucha as much as I did. So,
right?
and he watched more because he. Oh,
See,
he's
chiming
talking
in.
about.
He and
Nope,
Ortiz were one of the
not
best
yet.
tag teams in the company. Hopefully, they can get back on the same page. Yep, absolutely. Ooh, excuse me. A little too much foot beat. All right,
That's all right.
so let's move
We'll
on
move on
from
because there's
Santana.
not a lot to say.
We
Yeah.
got all
Hopefully
right.
AJ will throw
I
in
got my
one other.
names. I've got my names organized, so they're in order now.
Oh,
So
are they? Okay, so we're going back to the top. Okay.
yeah,
Yep, that's not
Satnam
who my top
Singh.
person was, but okay. You still haven't done Sammy.
I didn't.
No, we haven't. We haven't talked
Where'd
about
Sammy
Sammy
go?
Guevara yet.
I had a Sammy picture. I don't know where it went. Oh boy. So P
Oh, that's
or
right. Okay, it wasn't Santana and Ortiz. It was Hernandez and Conan, and yeah, Conan, because they LAX members.
oh
LAX
okay. Okay. I
was
don't know
in
where that's.
underground.
I don't know where that Sammy picture went. Hang on. That's gonna bother me now.
Well, okay, so let's talk about the giant that does nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. Somehow this wound up being deleted. All right. There we go. Uh, yeah. It's the cartoonish menagerie of Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, and I'm over it.
It's
It's
another great Kali, and I'm over it.
you know what? At the risk of offending my good friend Bill Alfonso, it's another El Gigante who I
Yeah.
can't say anything bad about Gigante just because I really put my foot in my mouth during that Fonzie interview a couple years ago. Uh, but yeah, he's seems like he's just there for the attraction, you know.
AJ, we're trying to get away from those names.
All right. Well, I think we've said enough
Okay.
about Satnam Singh.
Yep, Satnam's done.
All right, now let's talk about Sammy. There we go.
There we
Uh,
go.
the proud
This
papa
kid
to
could be the
be.
top. He could be the second biggest heel in AEW.
Could be. I
He
mean,
gets
look how
so many
slappable his
references.
face is.
It's very slappable.
It's very slappable. It's
And if he had more of, I hate to put it this way, but if he had more of MJF's, I don't care who you are, I'm better than you are,
Mhm.
instead of his whole, I was a kid and believe in me and I believed in myself and blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. And
he's a heel. He's a heel cutting babyface promos. Still
that's
running
stuck
around with
with Jericho.
Jericho.
Yeah.
He's been Jericho latched onto that poor bastard from day one on Dynamite, and he just can't get away
Yep.
from him
Yep.
because this is a kid. He does not need Jericho. He can get over. He proved it
No,
when he was TNT champion.
sure did.
And I'm not. I don't know. I never met the guy, so I don't know how much of his attitude is. the All Access Sammy or the I got slapped by Eddie Kingston Sammy. But I mean, the kid's got talent. He's still young. He's not even 30 yet. Uh,
My one big complaint about him is stop doing stuff that is you're going to hurt yourself with because you only have a bump card with so many holes to punch,
Agreed. And we have a T-shirt with said bump card on it.
which I will have shortly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I took
You took
advantage of
advantage of
that
that Fourth of
20%
July
sale.
sale.
I got 5 shirts coming my way.
Let's see. AJ, I like that Sammy Guevara. Fun to watch in the ring. Got a face that could use a punch or two. People who've gone further with less. Not wrong.
Not at all.
No.
But we
Let's
kind of
move
talked
on.
about Sammy a little bit earlier, yeah, so we can move
Yeah,
on.
yeah. All right.
This next guy, you're probably going to have more to say than I will because
I'm very
I only
high
know
on
bits and pieces. Yeah.
I'm very high on him. Scorpio Sky, former two-time TNT champion. He was
Hmm.
TNT champion during that time when everybody got their own version of the belt, which was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It's like Miro got the white strap, then he got the gold and purple Lakers style. Uh,
Yeah.
man, so good in the ring. He's probably
I
one
still
of the
remember him from like
smoothest.
Impact. I say,
Yeah,
wasn't he? He was on Impact, wasn't he? Yeah.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he was with SoCal and Censor with Daniels and Kazarian.
Okay. Okay.
First,
Okay.
AJ, yes, inaugural AEW Tag Team Champion
Yep.
also. I know him from PWG more originally because that's when I first saw him on the
Hmm.
Indies. And every now and then he would come out for like the TPI at IWA Mid South for Ian. Uh, always damn good in the ring. Nowadays, looking at him, he looks like a prize fighter. He looks like he could kick your ass. Great shape. He's got look at the game face on this guy. This
Yeah.
is one of the most credible, believable wrestlers that Tony has on his roster right now.
Don't
Uh,
mess with me. Yeah.
don't mess with me. He can brawl with you. He can fly around a little bit. Uh, there was a run I remember uh, early on in Dynamite when he was beating everybody and he wound up getting a title shot against Jericho and almost beat him on TV. And that was
He
really,
should have.
and that's when he got people's attention because before that he was just the tag team guy
Yeah.
doing the stuff with Kazarian. But he, and I was so happy when he won the TNT championship
There was a lot of people
from
that were
Sony.
happy when he won that. There was a lot
Yeah,
of people happy when he won that.
yeah. Uh, he's coming back. I guess he's
Uh oh. Oh,
what?
well, now we have a wait, are you back?
I'm
You
I'm back.
froze up.
Oh,
Okay, well, you
I
froze
didn't know
up.
I had. Oh, oops.
I was like, uh oh,
What
we
would a
lost
jumping the
Mark.
rail episode be without technical difficulties?
Right? Did you see what AJ put up?
Let's see. There we go. I remember him mostly from ROH having six-man tag matches with Daniels and Kaz against the Hung Bucks. I remember that also. It was back when back when I could actually tolerate Page on a for a lengthy period of time before he had the
Yeah, I'm
glittery
so glad
butterflies on his pants.
I'm so glad we're past him. Okay.
All
Do
right,
you
so
want to
shall
move
we
on
move?
from
Let's
Scorpio? I was gonna
let's
say.
move on from Scorpio. All right, the next
Actually,
guy
this one's gonna
he's
be short too, because I'm
it's
not
gonna
sure
be
I even
short.
know who this guy
He's
is.
he's mainly a Ring of Honor guy. Uh,
Okay.
Captain Sean Dean, uh, really good in the ring, great athlete, but he hasn't really gotten a whole lot of chance to shine. I think he had a match with MJF on Dynamite where I think he won by countout during one of I think it was during the Jericho feud. But other than
Ah,
that, he's mainly just been working for Ring of Honor,
2
tag teaming
wins
with
over MJF.
two. Oh, is that what the?
AJ just corrected you.
Oh, oh, thank you, AJ. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about him either. I just know what I've seen from him on Ring of Honor here and there. But
Yeah.
I could see them doing something with him if Florida Tony has his head out of his ass because look at it,
Good
he's
luck.
he's put together. He's got a good look,
Where's you
good
didn't put up
looking
a
kid.
picture yet?
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. Of Sean Dean?
I got yeah, that's him.
Okay, it's not up there.
Hmm,
I don't see it.
that's all right. Now you're messing with me because
No, I seriously am not.
Let me try it again. Hang on.
AJ, do you see a picture on our screen right
I'm
now?
putting
Because
it up
I sure
again.
don't. Is
One count out, one roll up. Both involve fuckery by whoever MJF was feuding with. Yeah. All right. Let me put this. Try this again.
apparently
I
it's
will not
just on
have
my
you.
computer because he says they all see it. I don't see it, but
Okay.
okay.
Okay. All right. Well, take my word for it, Minders. He's a good
Okay.
looking kid. He's put together. Uh, like I said, if you ever get a chance to watch Ring of Honor, uh, he's uh, he's got talent. He's good. So, but that's about all I have to say about him. All right. So if you see this one, Minders.
That one came up. I see that one.
All right. The chairman, not Jordan
The
Perry,
chair.
Sean Spears.
Now, see, he's still Ty Dillinger to me.
See, he was Sean Spears before he was Ty Dillinger to me because I remember when he was in OVW with Cody. But man, this talk about a guy that they dropped the ball with.
They really did. I,
I mean,
sh-
they had
I
a
think that,
shot with him when he first debuted and laid out Cody with the chair.
yep.
But then they immediately jobbed him out on pay-per-view instead of really. They could have stretched that angle out for months if they wanted to.
Well, we're talking about Tony here. He doesn't do anything for months.
I know what we're talking. Look at this guy. This guy looks like a
I
star.
know. I know. I like I said, I when I first started seeing him was in NXT, and I was a fan. I still have a 10
Yeah,
shirt, so
yeah. I was a
I
fan of Ty, and
I was
also
a fan
one of the
of
things
Ty.
about him is he was the guy whenever somebody was coming back from injury, that's the guy they would have him work out with in the PC to get
Mm-hmm.
back in ring shape. So no Rollins talked
Yep.
about that when he came back from his knee injury when he had to forfeit the world title. Now, hang on, AJ, I think Sean might have been doing the
Might be
chairman
vice
gimmick before
versa.
Jordan. And you know, you can tell
Jordan's
I'm
been
a
doing it
fan.
for a long time.
Has he? Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, and you know I'm a fan of Jordan. I mean, shit, look at my shirt. It's
exactly. Even though they're dead.
well, now hang on. We know Jordan or Joey's affiliation with them is dead. We don't know about Jordan. He hasn't said anything.
Yeah,
So
we'll
we'll have to
see.
see what's going on. But we'll talk about that more tomorrow.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
anything else about
Sean
Sean Spears?
Spears, not really. I mean, I wish they would have done more with him. I think there was more they could have done with him,
Yeah,
but
I
I
liked him
think
in the
his
Pinnacle.
time's already passed. But
I think he would be a real asset as a coach,
yes,
even if I mean, and I don't see his career ending anytime soon. I need to see how old he is. Hang on. It's
I think he's my age. I think he might be 36.
I know he's Canadian. Uh,
Yep.
oh no, he's actually closer to my age. He's 42.
Oh, so he's my age.
February of 81, so he's about 6 months older than me.
Then I'm 2 months older than he is. So,
Ah, but yeah, Canadian
because
professional
I'm
wrestler
December
and
a baby.
trainer.
So,
Yeah, and he actually is a trainer. He's got a school with Tyler Breeze, so
well, I
he
knew
is
that.
doing some of the
Uh,
training. So
back, not backbreakers. What are they called? What's it called?
hang on, let me look. Let's see.
Tyler Breeze.
Flatbacks wrestling.
Flatbacks.
Yeah,
I knew it was something.
yeah, they have a school in Apopka, Florida.
Hmm.
I don't know where Apopka is. It's fun to say though. Uh, let's see. Anything else to add about Sean before we move on?
Nope, we can move on.
All right, let's move on. Actually, I've got Sonny Kiss on here, but I think Sonny's done with the company, so I'm gonna go ahead and just skip
I liked
if
Sunny
that's right with
though.
you. All right, well, we can talk about
That's
Sonny a little
fine.
bit.
I don't have a whole lot to say about Sunny
We gotta
other
put the
than
picture up at
yeah.
least. Give Sonny some props there. Damn good in
Yeah.
the ring. I'll say that.
Yes. I wish they would have done more with them.
I don't know why they had Sonny with Janela for as long as they did. And I'm
I,
not.
I'm
That's not a knock on
I'm
Joey.
gonna just keep my mouth
I like
shut.
yeah, Joey Nutella.
Hmm.
You wanted to say it.
That's hey, AJ's not lying. It's one of the best
AJ,
booties in the business next to Devontae's.
Iron Cakes 2.0.
Iron Cakes 2.0.
AJ
All
adds,
right.
Sonny had a hell of an I Quit match with Jack Evans in Lucha Underground. So Sonny was in Lucha Underground also then.
A lot of the AEW guys are in
I'm
Lucha.
noticing that.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's move on. This guy, I think we'll get some.
Next.
Next couple guys, we'll get some words about. It's
Okay.
Sting. The only reason that Tony is on commentary is so he can exclaim when Sting is there. Can we be grateful that Tony hasn't had him propelling out of the rafters yet?
It's only a matter of time. It's
Oh, I
seriously only a
know.
matter of time.
I know.
I mean, he's already got him flying off of ladders and taking stupid
I
bumps
would
and
call that more plummeting off of a ladder.
right. Ugh.
Ugh. And according to Darby, that was all Sting's idea, which makes me think that maybe is
Which makes me think they
does
need to
dementia
quit using his
set in
ideas.
at 64?
It can. It can set in before then.
And I never had an issue
Maybe
with
he's
Sting
taking a few too
before.
many hits to the head.
I'll say this. I'm not, and I'm gonna get off of the topic of the ladder shot. We talked about that enough on the last episode. He needs to stop beating people.
And that is exactly
Sting,
what I wrote down. Right next to his
Sting,
name, I said, should not be winning.
yeah. I remember he tapped out Dax in a tag match with FTR. He's beating all the young guys that are trying to build up, but they're all getting pinned or tapping out the Scorpion Deathlock for no reason. If they're,
Exactly. He should not be
I
winning.
know his matches are all tag matches with Darby. If they're gonna win, Darby needs to be the one getting the pin. He needs to be the one getting elevated because Sting's already there.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about how Jericho and Sting is a dream match and all that stuff, and they're saying that they should
It's
do it
not.
at
No,
Wembley.
it's not.
I
No,
know.
it's not.
I said they're saying. I said they're saying.
Not
But
us.
here's the problem. They're saying they want to have that match one on one at Wembley. Sting just made Jericho tap out on television 2 weeks ago. Why do I need to see that match now?
Right. Exactly. If it was in
I'm
their
sorry.
prime,
I'm
I could
sorry.
understand.
I'm sorry. He made the Painmaker tap out.
Oh, Jiminy Chris. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
It snows when Sting comes out because all he wants for Christmas is front teeth after that tag match. Oh, that's so wrong.
Damn
But not
it,
wrong.
AJ. Not wrong. He's not telling lies. Can we get okay? Let's move on from Sting because that was just going to aggravate me.
Let's move on from Sting. He might come up later on.
I
in
do
the show
appreciate
also,
what he's doing with Darby. I do appreciate how he's elevated Darby.
Yeah, I agree. But he would
I
elevate him more if he
appreciate
wouldn't
that.
take the pin all the time. And I'm
Yeah.
sure part of that is Darby saying he wants to be respectful and let Sting. Fuck that. Sting doesn't need it. I'm sorry if I'm blunt, but
No,
that
perfectly
noise.
fine. Yeah. All right. Next.
Let's move on. This one should be a fun one. Swerve.
I
Shane
love
Strickland. I've been a fan of his for so long, long before he was ever in WWE even.
Lucha.
Lucha
Lucha's
Underground, MLW
Yep.
is when I first saw him when he was the MLW champion, feuding with Low Ki. I would say he's probably the smoothest guy in the ring that they have.
Yes.
He very rarely
I will agree.
misses. All the stuff looks crisp, looks good. AJ is agreeing with you on Lucha Underground. Been a fan since Lucha Underground. So,
Yep.
I would say if AEW did not have MJF right now, Swerve could be their MJF.
That would be our heel. Yep.
That would be your top heel in the company.
Yep.
I don't get the whole mogul affiliates thing.
If they booked him right, that's the problem.
I like him. I don't get the mogul affiliates thing. But I like him with Prince Nana though.
I just like Swerve. Period. See,
that too.
The only time that I wasn't as keen on him was when he was with
Keith Hit Row.
No, Hit Row. No, Hit Row. He did not bother me when he was with Shit Row. He did not bother me when he was with Keith Lee because I thought their dynamic did work.
And
I was
Swerve
okay with it.
Got Keith Lee through the biggest push of his whole run because
Right.
I mean Keith he's a big strong guy, but Swerve was the workhorse in that tag team.
Oh yeah. Well, and like even with Hit Row, ask the boys, you can ask anybody. I hate Hit Row. Hated Hit Row. When they got released, I had a party. I was so excited because I
But what
hated
happened
all
when
of
they
them.
brought him back?
I got really depressed and it wasn't a pretty sight. But that's beside the point. Because even when they brought him back, who was missing? The only one that was
Swerve
halfway decent. Exactly.
is true. Uh, Swerve needs to have
Sort
some major championship around his waist sooner than later. He's the one I thought should have beaten Orange for the International Championship more than anybody. As much as I
yeah,
love Lethal and Dax or Tony or Buddy and Black and all those guys,
all the rest, Rowdy
Swerve
and all
was
the
the
rest
one
of
that
them.
I most believed could beat Orange for that championship.
I thought he was going to. I really did think he was going to. I'll send you
Uh,
that match, Mark.
this
That match he's
Swerve and
talking
AR
about.
Fox. I would be curious to
Mm-hmm.
see it.
Really good.
All right. All
And
right.
I don't like death matches, and I was okay with it.
Uh,
So
all right. Are we ready to move on from Swerve?
sure.
All right. We're rolling. We're good. We only got about 3 names left on my list for singles male wrestlers, so we're doing great here. I'm very
Well, and then we
encouraged.
have the women's, which we'll
Then
go real
we
quick
still
through
got
them.
women. We still got tag teams. We still got
Yep.
various miscellany, but we're through the meat of it.
We're
Because the
through the
biggest
meat of
list we
it.
had was the male wrestlers, so this is good. And we're only a little over an hour in so far. So
Yeah, we're doing all right.
the premier athlete Tony Nese. I like Tony Nese, but I do not like.
I do too.
I sound like a broken friggin' record. I like him, but I don't like his booking.
Yep, me either.
They got him with smart Mark Sterling. I mean, I don't mind
Stupid.
them having Mark Sterling as a manager. It's the whole varsity athletes thing and all that stuff.
Yep.
Because I was a fan of his in WWE. That's the most I'd seen him. I'd seen him sparingly on the Indies before that. But
Think of
the
how
stuff he was doing.
strong he was though with the cruiserweights. He was such
Oh yeah,
so good. And
very
then
good.
now look at him.
Yeah, now he's just another enhancement guy almost.
Yep. And it's frustrating
Yeah.
because
I mean, granted, it was Miro most recently, and everybody's gonna look like
well,
an
and
underling next to
with
Miro.
Miro or people like that, okay, that's legit. But you put Tony Nese in there with, well, here, one that's coming up, Wheeler Yuta. Tony
Uh-huh.
Nese would wipe the floor with him. He should wipe the floor with him. I'll put it that way.
Should
He should,
I'll say
but he won't.
now? Now, in Wheeler's defense, I think Wheeler's probably a superior mat wrestler to Tony. But Tony's got the strikes. He's got the speed. He's got the whole package. He's the big, stronger guy. But yeah, it's. I think he would benefit from just being a Ring of Honor guy right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tony Nese and Brian Kendrick in the Cruiserweight Classic. Oh,
Oh,
that
that was
was
a hell of a
good.
match. Yeah,
That was
I
really
love that
good.
Cruiserweight Classic. It was so good. All right, we're to our final two, and they are both in the W's, Minderz. So
There you go. Fly like a cruiserweight, hit like a
yeah,
heavyweight.
yeah, and that was him to a T, really.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about the former TNT champion. Look like he just got out of bed. Wardlow. Uh,
They dropped the ball with him. God,
they've
they
dropped the
dropped the
ball on him
ball
a
with
hand.
him.
They dropped the ball with him a handful of times.
He was
Uh,
so over after the MJF stuff.
here's where
And then
here's my
the
problem.
security guards.
They made him too much. They were trying to make him into their Goldberg, and it did not work. It just, yeah. It's. I mean,
This is what
look
I
at the.
don't get. Why does Tony want to make everybody into somebody of the past? Why can't he let them be new of who they are? Like, does that make
because
sense?
because he's Tony, and he.
Yeah, he's that. I still haven't decided if that's the worst one or if Big Bill is still the worst one. Because that one was really bad too.
Oh,
How she's so proud of her
oh,
boy,
oh,
and
look
I'm
at
just
that.
like, oh,
Yeah.
aw.
You
Okay.
see, and that's the thing. That makes it very hard to dislike Wardlow. I know he's a babyface right now, So, I mean, they could play that
As
up a
he
little
should
bit more if
be.
they wanted to really get him over as a babyface.
Hmm.
But I mean, if you look at him, I remember when he first came in. I was actually in Indianapolis when he showed up the first time during that Battle Royal, helping MJF out, and
He was a
I'd never heard of him
beast.
before. I'd never heard of him,
He
and
was.
then he has the cage match with Cody, and wow, he knocked my socks off. He was damn good for being that big, doing the stuff he does, and we see it every time he's out there. I've
Yeah.
as much as we complain about big guys doing moves off the top rope, he does a prettier swanton than Jeff Hardy does.
Well, right now that's not saying a whole hell of a lot.
True, true. I don't know why they put Arn Anderson with him. Uh, I don't think it was
I d-
needed. I think Wardlow's a good enough talker. He can get by on his own.
well,
Uh,
maybe it was because MJF was kind of the talker always before, and he was just the heavy. Because see, Wardlow reminded me a lot of Rick Rude when Rick Rude went to WCW as just kind of the heavy that stood back in the suit and just watched everybody's back. And I liked Wardlow like
okay.
that.
You're talking about NWO Rude when he couldn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah, NWO
I thought you were
Rude.
talking about. I thought you were talking about Dangerous Alliance Rude. I was like, that's not. That's not the case
No,
at
no,
all.
no,
He
no, no,
was.
no, 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 no. Okay,
AJ, that's
Batista
a
and
good call.
Evolution. There you go.
That's a good
Yep.
call. Barista and Evolution. Yes. Uh, I don't think that they've ruined Wardlow completely. I think they can recover with him if they use their head.
AJ's calling you out on it too.
I'm sorry. I've got a little corny in me too, where I gotta come up with goofy names. Uh,
But yeah, Wardlow though, I'm with you. I don't think they've completely ruined him yet. I think people are still holding out hope because we saw what happened with the MGF feud
I
and
would
just how
say
good he can be.
he does not need to go after the TNT title anymore. I think he's done all he can with that title. I think I think the time is right to actually try to get a build to get him going after a world championship because
I was gonna
he would
say,
be a
are we?
logical opponent for Max. You know,
He would be because he's beat Max in record
yeah, and they
time.
have the history. And they have the
So
history.
we'll see what happens. I, but that's a lot of faith in the booking, and
Yeah,
it's AEW. So,
yeah. All right, we got one more guy left on the list here, Menders, for the
and
singles.
we've talked about him a little bit, so we
We
shouldn't
talked
have
about
to
him a
spend
little
too
bit.
much
Wheeler
time on him.
Yuta, and here's the thing: he's a good worker. He's a hell of a mat wrestler. Trained with Drew Gulak, so that says something.
Hmm.
Uh, I just I don't think he fits with Moxley and Claudio and Danielson unless he was doing like a full-on young boy gimmick or something. I thought he fit in
Well,
better when he was still with the best friends.
um, I like him better with Danielson and Moxley than I do
Well,
with the best
he's
friends.
getting more pushed with Danielson Moxley, but he's also
Yeah, I like the
and I'll say
fact
this.
more that. Go ahead.
I'll say I've always figured he would be just the fall guy, the Dominic Mysterio of the group, if you will. But
Hmm.
they've actually let him get some pins on some pretty big matches. He pinned Omega at what was it? Was it Forbidden Door or Double or Nothing that he pinned him? I think it
I
was
don't
Double or
remember.
Nothing,
There's
and
been
it was the Stadium Stampede match. It was Double or Nothing.
it's just double or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, and but the
Um,
thing is, he doesn't have a finishing move. He just does the seatbelt roll up thing. It's just I mean, it's effective. I mean, obviously, but he has they haven't really gone all the way with like developing his character and like to what it could be. You know what I mean?
I think I like the idea though of the way Danielson and Moxley put it that he was hitting hard enough that they respected him. I don't think they ever respected him in Best Friends. I think
No,
they looked at him as the fall
that's
guy.
the young boy. Yeah,
And yeah,
he
and
was the sub when Trent was hurt, basically.
right. But I like him as being more of a Billy Badass for lack of a better term. But
Yeah, he's got to bulk up a little bit more, and
he does.
he's got to improve his look a little bit. He's got the gear's better. And he's gotten away from like the colorful stripes and all that stuff. But he's young enough. He can and he I don't hang on. I'm gonna look up more see how long he's been in the business for. Let's see.
Well, I was watching him in IWTV when he was back on IWTV
Okay,
back
so he
in
debuted in 2014. So
19.
he's got a
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been
he,
there a while.
debuted in CCW in 2015. Debuted in
Yeah,
MLW uh, in 2017. So he's been around. So maybe I'm being a little too hard on him, but hard on. Uh, but yeah, I think I'd like to see more out of them from what they're doing. Uh, I liked that they put the pure title on him because that was I think right in his wheelhouse. But uh, but yeah, it's just, let's see. What did you do, Minders? Hang on. I think Minders froze up on me. All right. Technical difficulties abound as usual. So what we'll do is we're gonna wrap up talk about Wheeler. So while Minders reboots, and here she is. Okay,
I put it.
and bring her back in.
It's all my fault.
That's all right. Hey, the video looks clearer now. It was a little fuzzy when you were in there before, but it's all
It will
good.
for a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I noticed that in the last video or in the last one we did. So I was trying to figure it out. The only thing I can think of is my camera. So I don't know.
Uh, I have another camera that I could always send to you. It's the same one that I'm using because when I stopped running the shows with Marco, then I got the camera back that I because I had paid for
Ah,
two of them.
well, I have the one that just came on my new computer, so I would have thought it would be good enough, but apparently not. All right, where are we at? Are we done
Uh,
with Wheeler?
we are done with the fellas, so we're
All
gonna move
right,
on to
cool.
tag teams here.
Oh, we're going
So
tag
let's get
teams
into
now.
the tag teams. We're going tag teams.
Okay, hold
All
on. Let
right,
me
let's start
see.
off.
I don't have that list, so I'm just gonna have to go with what you tell me
Okay, well let me
because I have women's
tweak in the
next. I have
alpha.
the women wrestler next.
Oh, let's see. Let me just finish sorting. I think I've got it. I've we don't have a lot of tag teams. We got one, two, three, four, five, six, about a dozen tag teams. We'll go fast. Uh, starting with 3.0, Cool Hand Ange and
Who?
Daddy Magic. What?
Oh, those guys.
Yeah, yeah. The Jericho Appreciators.
Yeah,
I like these guys. I've seen them for years back when they were in Chikara, and they are probably the least annoying part of the JAS to me because at least they
they
have
annoy the crap out of
some,
me.
but they're supposed to. They're they're great at being obnoxious heels and not obnoxious like Jericho, where he's just trying to get himself over. They actually have worked on their character as opposed to Garcia and Hager. But uh, but yeah, I think, and plus they're a tag team to boot, when they're in there. But they need to not be just running interference for Jericho all the time.
I, everybody needs to get away from Jericho, in my opinion, but that's just me.
Well, yeah. Okay. So we don't have a lot to say about the 3.0. I think that covers it sufficiently. Do you think?
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. All right. Well, let's move on then.
Okay, I don't know if it's my
There we
computer or
go.
what, but you're skippy.
Am I Skippy? Oh,
You're
that's not good.
skippy. I'm having
Don't
problems
call
figuring
me
out
Skippy.
what you're saying.
Is it? Oh, it's the audio. Let me reboot the old headset here. Start talking about the acclaimed Menders.
Okay, I'll start talking about the acclaimed. Um, I like the acclaimed. I love the raps. The raps crack me up. Um, but yeah, they're with Daddy Ass, and we all know I have beef with Daddy Ass. I think I think they should have called an audible when it was the Acclaimed versus Swerve and Keith Lee, because I think they would have been even more over than what they were. Because that match they had with them at the time was great, but then we got the rematch and it was meh, in my opinion. AJ, I like them Acclaim boys. Every time some shit goes down in wrestling, I just want to know what Max will say about it. He's not wrong.
No. All right, Minderz, can you hear me?
Yes, you are better. Yes.
All right. All right. Huzzah. All right. Yeah, the Acclaimed, I mean, they found something and it's gotten over and they're running with it. I admit I'm not a big fan of Max's rap just because I've always criticized his flow. But I'll say this: the stuff they were doing with the blonde bimbo from QTV was funny as hell a couple weeks ago on Rampage when she was hitting on Bowens and not getting a clue.
All right, Mark, I'm gonna log out and I'm gonna come right back in because I think it might be on my
Oh,
computer. Because I
all
heard you
right,
for
you
a
do that. I'm gonna keep.
minute and now you're skipping again, and I think it's my computer. So give me a minute.
All right, I'm gonna keep talking then. Ah, AJ says Max is the best rapper in history since Eminem. I don't know if I'd go that far. Uh, I'll say this: his rhymes are very original. He kind of put his foot in his mouth, like in the early days of AEW when he was talking about who was it, the gymnast, Simone Biles and her mental health and all that stuff. That kind of got him in doghouse with a lot of people. But now I think he's finding his groove, so to speak. Uh, I didn't know where they were going to be going with Billy Gunn, but that seems to be working. For months, I was just waiting for Billy to turn on them and join back up with his boys again, but I guess that's not happening now that they're with Bullet Club. Uh, I don't. It kind of bothers me that they're kind of languishing in the trios division instead of actually sticking with tag team and going after the tag titles. Oh, let's see. All right, Minderz, how's that?
Sounds so much better now.
All right, good, good, good. All right. Do you have anything you want to add about the Acclaim before we move on?
Nope, I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about the Acclaimed already.
All right. Well, we can move on here. Let's see. Oh, hang on. AJ chiming in. Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, Max Kester. I don't know if I go that far.
Oh,
All right. Well, let's move on. And I'm going to call these guys by their indie tag team name just because I think it's fun. It's the
okay.
Beaver Boys. John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Johnny Hungy is, or
Johnny Hungy.
Braun Strowman's Mini Me. Uh,
I called him Tommaso off of Wish at one point.
uh, Honestly, in ring, this is one of my favorite tag teams for what they do, but that's they're just languishing in the Dark Order right now. They're just kind of a
Yes.
joke, but they are a legit, damn good tag team when they want to be. Silver's strong as a friggin' beast, he'll throw just about
Hungy
anybody.
always impressed me every time I see him.
Yeah,
I I just oh AJ, did you have to bring that up?
yeah, I was there. I remember seeing that.
I
That's
wasn't
back when
there.
they
I
were
got
under the
pictures
hoods.
though. Yeah.
That's when they were under the hoods. Uh, like talk about Silver Reynolds is a really good technical wrestler. Uh, he's gotten some main event pushes in like CZW in the day. He was used to be in a group with Joe Gacy before he was with Silver. Uh, but yeah,
I like that Joe Gacy
these
guy.
yeah, but these guys, if they were away from the Dark Order and just on their own as a tag team, I think they could do really good things. I would love to see them with FTR, like in a straight up tag match.
Yeah.
So that I don't know. That's just me. That's all I've got to say about them. You got anything you want to add?
It's just like we say with all of them. They're great talents. Poor booking.
Hmm. Plus, why not go by the Beaver Boys? It's a good name.
Yeah, go by the Beaver Boys.
Put them against the Ass Boys. It's a natural feud.
Oh dear.
All right, shall we move on?
You just went there, didn't you? Dear
I
Lord.
did.
Okay, yes, let's
I
move
I
on.
did.
Let's move on.
All right. Best
Oh,
friends.
good Lord. It didn't get any better.
Is it the picture or is it the team?
Both. I am not I'm not a fan of the best friends.
Now
I
this
don't
is
know
an
what it
old picture
is.
because Trent has
I don't
hair.
like them. I know that's true. Uh, I
This is a case where I'm a fan of both guys, but I'm not a fan of the team. Uh,
yeah,
I love Trent. I love Trent with Rocky doing the Roppongi Vice in
right.
New Japan Ring of Honor, and Chuck Taylor. You know, he doesn't. Nobody. They haven't gotten to really see what Chuck Taylor is capable of in AEW because he's always with best friends. He is one of my favorite heels I've ever seen on the independents. He would make children cry. He would cheat.
Good,
He
good.
he's got
A heel
probably my
after my own
favorite.
heart.
He's got my favorite finish in the company, the awful waffle, that Omega driver that he does, that he never gets to do on TV because it's a tag team. So I would love it if he would turn heel on Trent and then just go back to being sexy Chucky T like I'm used to seeing.
All right,
He was also a member of the Fightin'
that works.
Taylor Boys with Brian Cage Taylor in PWG.
Wow. Okay.
Uh, I
Okay.
think, and also, was a member of the Kings of Wrestling when it was a full stable in Chikara with Hero and Claudio. So
Yeah.
he's got the goods. If you want to see, and he was, and I'll admit, he was a goofy heel. He would do all this stuff, but he would also be ridiculous. I don't know if you ever seen the invisible hand grenade.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Corny has probably had opinions about it before. Uh,
Well,
there's
okay.
some
I'm gonna be a corny mark here for a minute.
for a minute,
Muffin Top Taylor is what he calls him. Muffin Top
right?
Taylor is what he calls him. And it's the Puddin' Gang, not best friends. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
All right, I'll let you get that in there. All right.
All
Anything you
right.
want to add? Anything you want to add about those guys, or can we move on?
We can move on.
All right, let's move on. Uh, there we go. The Butcher and the Blade.
I don't hate this team. I
I don't
really
either, to
don't.
be honest
I
with you.
actually like these guys. Um I remember seeing them before they were in AEW. Because they were at IWTV. I saw them a lot on there. Um, I can't remember which promotion they were with, but I
Probably one of the East
I
Coast ones, I would
like these
imagine.
guys. I like it was an East Coast because I'd watched for Gary J when he went out like New York, I think.
Okay.
But I like these guys, and I don't think they're getting the push they deserve either. And I wish they would get rid of the bunny.
Well, they're not going to get rid of the bunny because she's married to the Blade.
Don't care. They need to get rid of the bunny.
They, I mean, they always they're a really good tag team. I'm a big fan of Pepper Parks, the Blade from way back. Uh,
Hmm.
I didn't see much of the Butcher before AEW, but he's a big old brawler, and I like my brawlers.
Yep.
AJ, he's still going corny on this. I like the Butcher, the
He
Baker, and the
is.
Candlestick Maker. If they can get Pepper out of the gimp mask and kind of just go back to, and I know it's a gimmick, but I mean, you don't have to just be the Blade. You could be the Blade Pepper Parks or whatever. Just give him a
Right.
name. That's that's where my WCW logic comes in. Just use their real names. Uh, I don't mind the bunny with them if she serves a purpose. Yeah, AJ, you're right. Andy Williams, the Butcher, is a heck of a guitar player.
Yeah, he
I think
is.
Narge saw them at Louder Than Life last year, or maybe the year before when they were down in Louisville. But
Yeah.
but but yeah, these guys, heck, they're a damn good tag team. Uh, but
I would like to see them go against like FTR or even something where they're not considered a joke. But I feel like right now that's all they are. They're just a joke.
I'll tell you, Butcher and
and
the
it's
Blade and the Acclaimed
frustrating.
would be interesting.
It would be.
Talk about a contrast.
Yeah, no kidding. That's the reason I thought maybe FTR, because they have similar styles with, no
Yeah,
flips, just fists, blah blah
right, right,
blah.
right. But yeah, I would like to see a little bit more done with these guys because I think they're capable of it. Uh, yeah, so that's all I got. If you got anything you want to add there, Menders,
Nah, we can move on.
let's move on. Let's talk about the aces of the tag team division, Menders. There we go, FTR.
My shirt. Okay, we'll talk about my shirt.
Okay, here, let me get the picture down so you can show your shirt.
My shirt. FTR. It's the one from the first Collision show. I'm excited.
Very nice, very nice. Uh, where do I begin with what they've done to these poor bastards in the last year and a half?
You know what? They're still the best tag team. I I wish, God, I wish we could have got Briscoes and FTR on AEW.
Man, I know.
Um,
What I wouldn't give to have the Briscoes on this list.
right? I'd love to have the Briscoes on this list, but obviously that can't happen.
Greatest thing to happen to tag team wrestling in the last 15 years. I agree with it. It's
He's
true.
not lying. I
Uh,
I've been a big fan of FTR ever since they were
yeah,
the Revival.
yeah.
So
Oh man, when I first saw them as the Revival, I popped when they came out.
me too.
They looked like the second coming of Arn and Tully.
Yep. That was exactly who I thought they looked like.
Hmm.
And it was nice. It was a breath of fresh air, that it
It
wasn't
was
all
all fluff and
flips
no
like
stuff.
I yeah, a fluff, and we're going to do this choreographed routine real quick, and this is what's going to happen. But
Man, they've held titles every single place they've been.
yep,
AJ has dream matches here. FTR versus the North. I agree. FTR versus
legit.
Grizzled Young Veterans. What happened for a while? Apparently, they won their loser leaves town match last week, so they're still in NXT. But no, that'd be a hell of a match, FTR and GYV.
Yeah, it would be.
But
That,
man,
yeah.
I mean, look at this. I mean, talk about being able to get pushed without getting pushed. Hey,
No
at one point,
kidding.
they held AAA, Ring of Honor, and IWGP Tag Team Championships,
They were
and were not
FTR
allowed to be
3
anywhere
belts,
near sniffing distance of the AEW Tag Team Championships.
right?
Criminal.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating
Yeah. And on top of that, they're
because
both two of the best singles wrestlers they've got when they have singles.
yes. I do hate the fact though that they use Cash as a I feel like Cash gets the raw end of the deal a lot.
You
I,
think
I
Dax gets a little bit more shine than Cash does?
I think Dax gets a little more shine than Cash does.
Well,
But
Dax is a
that's
little bit.
fine.
I think Dax is more willing to take the spotlight. I mean, he had the podcast for a little while. He's usually the one on social media, like talking. Uh, you
AJ's
have a
not
look on your
wrong. I
face.
want that match. I want that match.
I put this up.
I want that
Dax versus
match.
Timothy Thatcher. Oh my lord.
I want that match.
Yeah.
Oh, I want that match.
Breathe,
But
Menders. Breathe.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right. All right.
But
All
yeah,
right.
that's yeah. I wish they would have been able to really show what they could do all the time. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It is what it is. And they're never going to get a better feud than with Briscoes.
No. No, they're not.
On YouTube, I haven't watched the video. I think somebody posted all three matches in one video, FTR and the
Oh,
Briscoes.
nice.
It's like an hour and a half long,
Nice.
so I think it's all three matches. So I have to go back and I have to go check that out. Uh, anything you want to add? I think we
Nope.
can move on.
Send me that link though.
Oh, I will. Uh,
Okay.
all right. So for this one, we don't have to take a whole lot of time on the Gates of Agony from Ring of Honor, part of the Mogul Embassy with Swerve and Cage. I don't know a whole lot about these guys outside of what I've seen when they have trios matches with Cage.
Yeah, that's about it. That's
They
all I
look good.
know. I
They got a good
Yeah,
look.
they do have a great look, but
Yeah.
A lot of them
And
do.
yeah,
So
and I've liked what I've seen from them in the ring overall, to be honest with you.
yeah,
But like I said, I don't know a lot about their history or where they came from and all that kind of stuff. So I think we can kind of move pretty quickly through these fellas.
yep.
Oh, it's match highlights, but all the promos and everything on that video.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Okay,
I'd
I'll
still
take
enjoy
that too.
watching
Yeah. All right.
it.
Well, let's move on from this is one I've been wanting to get into, Menders. The Ass Boys. Austin Gunn and his brother Joey O'Gunn. I'm sorry, Colton Gunn.
You're such a dork. Such a dick. You knew that was
You
gonna pop me, damn
you
it.
can't see it in this picture because he has no beard, but you
Yeah.
01 fans know Colton Gunn is a dead ringer for Joey O'Reilly when he has the beard and the
It's
hair.
so
It's
scary.
off-putting. It's off-putting.
Every time I see him now, I can't unsee it. It's terrible. Oh,
Oh, my word.
but yeah, these guys, they shouldn't have had the belts. I don't think they should have got the belts when they did. Um,
Maybe not when they did. I think eventually they would have
they're
gotten them anyway.
green. Oh,
They're
I think
still green.
eventually they would have, but they're still really green.
I'll say
And
that I'm gonna say this, Menders. I think they might be the most improved tag team in AEW. From when
I
they
will agree.
started to where
I
they are
will
now,
agree. Yep.
they're getting their rhythm because they haven't been teaming very long, and
Mm-mm.
they're, they're good at being obnoxious douchebags. They really are.
They
And
they are.
I like their finish, the 310 to Yuma, also a good name for it. Uh,
Hmm.
and I think putting them with Bullet Club is a good call. Have them run with gin and juice, you know.
I know we talked about those guys. Didn't we talk about those guys
Yeah,
last
they were
time?
in the singles list. Yeah,
Okay. Uh, that's a tag team that I think is going to grow on me real fast. Is Gin and
yeah.
Juice
I
because
love.
they work
I,
really well together.
they really do. I love the way Jay White says Juice's name. He says "rock hard" with the accent.
Yeah, but
Gin and Juice
the
I
Ass
had because they were
Boys.
also singles before they were a tag team.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fine.
AJ,
But that's one that's growing on me a
the
lot,
Ass
actually.
Boys. Maybe Danhausen's greatest contribution to AEW is the Ass Boys moniker for these fellas. I like that they
Yeah,
got away from Billy. Uh, they're able to kind of spread their wings a little bit, not being under Dad's wing. Uh,
as long
yeah.
as they're still listening to him in the back. That's all
Oh,
I care about
I'm sure they
because
are.
they better be because as much heat as I got with Billy, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
He knew what he was doing.
he did.
So I won't
Yeah.
say they didn't, but
And then you also got Malenko and Double A, all these tag team masters back there to really help these guys out. Plus, I mean, and we're going to talk about these guys in a second. Say what you want about them. The Hardys are there. They're veterans. I'm sure they have input to some degree.
the Hardys will
Uh,
be great for a learning tree, but
yes,
they don't need to be in the ring with them.
sometimes to learn what not
We
to
already
do,
saw
but
it.
that's
We don't want to see him again.
right. But then FTR also. I mean, the Guns working with FTR might have been the best thing to happen to them.
Yeah. Well, any of these tag teams working with FTR or even working with Gin and Juice, I think. Yeah, I saw that.
AJ, we're not talking about Jay White now.
We're done with Jay White.
We're talking about Joey O'Gunn and Austin Gunn.
Yeah, we're talking about Joey O'Gunn. um, but
Oh,
yeah, I
oh
mean,
my God. I got a feeling we're going to
any
get
of these
asked
tag
about
teams.
that if David's watching this. We get there Saturday.
That's all
Joey
right.
O'Gunn.
I'll show him a picture and he'll understand.
Oh, I'm sure
Um,
he's seen it. But
but yeah, I think any of these teams working with like FTR, it's it's going to be nothing but good for them to teach
yeah,
them how to do things because I mean that's one of my big pet peeves with tag team wrestling. Tag ropes. Use the
yes,
tag rope.
yes, yes, yes,
That
yes.
bugs the crap out of me.
All right. Well, I
But
think we can move on from
let's
the
move
Guns.
on.
All right.
The
So,
ass boys. Let's move on from
yeah.
the ass boys.
All right. So we're going to talk about the Hardys. I'm going to preface this, Menders, and I'm not going to go after these guys saying, oh, they're shitty. And we're not going to get into the stuff with Cornette on Twitter
Nope.
between him and
Nope.
Matt. Uh, these guys, and by these guys I mean Jeff, makes me very nervous to watch him in the ring these days.
They
It's
both
not
make me nervous. They both do.
Matt not as much because Matt works smarter than Jeff does, always has.
Well,
But
yeah,
Jeff, I'm just worried he's going to kill himself falling off the ropes or off of a ladder or who knows
by
what.
an accident. It's
Yeah,
not going to be anything that anybody's going to do. It's going to be an accident.
right. And I'm
Yeah,
not saying
I
it, and it's not going to be a substance abuse issue because I do believe he's clean and
no,
I think
no, no,
he's
no.
going to. But it's just I don't know if it's ring rust. I don't know if it's just he's always hurt to some degree. But
It could
every
be the fact that
match
he's over 40.
that could be too. But every match I see these guys, he does something where he either falls off the ropes or he does that god awful swanton where he just lands with all of his body weight on the guy. It's just it's hard to watch Jeff Hardy now. I think he and I'm not one to say, oh, he needs to stop, but he needs to stop. He needs to hang it up.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, and it's not. I'm not saying this in a disrespectful place about these guys, but it's just you got to be responsible. You got to, Uh-oh.
No, you're good. Is that what I sent
Oh,
you?
uh,
He sent.
that was from about 20 minutes ago. But oh, it's in the. Oh, you sent me something in the wrestling chat. Okay.
Oh, I
Oh,
sent in the
Iron
wrestling
Cakes. I
chat. I
see.
thought I sent it.
Iron Cakes hitting Joey in the face.
Oh, I didn't. Did
Oh,
I?
okay. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Let me. All right, we're getting.
We're getting way off
Uh,
the rail. We'll
yeah,
figure
yeah.
it out.
We'll figure it out
Um,
later. All right.
but yeah, I'm
You
with you on
anything
the
you want to add
Hardys.
about
I
the
feel like they
Hardys
need
here?
it kind of the same thing as with Sting. Just sit
Yeah.
back, do a management position or something. Please stay out of the ring because you're scaring me, and I don't want to see you get
Yeah.
hurt.
Right. Right. Let's see. AJ chiming in. The Hardys were my favorite tag team as a kid. I have love and respect for them, but for fuck's sake, go home to your families. Your bumper cards, especially Jeff, are damn near full. You have nothing to prove. Go home, please. I mean that. Yeah. You know what? I couldn't have said it much better.
We
I think
can't say it any better. There you go.
he nutshelled this very nicely in that
Yes, he
statement.
did.
But I
Next.
mean, the last thing they need to do is put the tag titles on them, which I know everybody
Oh,
say, oh, they
please,
need
dear
to.
God,
They're
no.
legends. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. All
No,
right.
no, they don't.
All right. 3 teams left. Minders. Uh,
Woohoo! Oh
the
God, and I
Lucha
know who one of them.
Brothers. Well, yeah. All
No,
right.
here's the thing.
I actually
I will
like
not.
the Lucha Brothers.
I like Penta. I like Penta and I like Phoenix. I like both of them because I remember them in Lucha as singles.
Hmm.
Um, they do too much flippy stuff for me. That's just me. That's my opinion. Um, I miss Penta as the dastardly heel. Um, that would break arms and
Uh-huh.
do
That was
all
him in
that type of
Impact.
stuff. Well, that was him in Lucha Underground too.
That too, yeah. But
So
I saw
yeah,
him for the first time in Impact.
he broke Vampiro's arm
Oh, that bastard.
in
Damn you,
Lucha. Yeah,
Penthouse.
right. Um, I have respect. I have respect for both of these guys. They just do too much flippy stuff for me.
Pentagon Jr., arguably the greatest Lucha Underground champion of all time, and both of them had the best booking they ever had there.
Yep, sure did.
Okay. I will say this about Phoenix. Except for Pac, he's probably the best high flyer they have as far as like being able to do it safely and like control himself and not get crazy. Because when he broke his arm, that wasn't his fault. That was Lucha's fault. Luchasaurus doing the choke slam onto the table.
Right, but I'm torn. You say that, but I have one other guy that's in mind, but I don't know if he's
Vikingo,
actually signed. Yeah,
he's not signed, but well, yeah. I mean,
with
I
as
wouldn't
much as
mind
he's been
seeing.
there though lately.
That's a match I wouldn't mind seeing on Dynamite. Vikingo and Phoenix,
That'd be
just
that'd
as
be
a Lucha
great.
showcase match. You know,
Yep. As long as it's, if I know it's going to be flippy stuff and I know that's what I'm supposed to be prepared for, I do okay with it. It's when
if
it's
well, yeah. if it's Keith Lee and Wardlow and they're doing somersaults and
No,
all that stuff.
no, 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 no.
Now, if I'm seeing a triple threat match with three luchadors, I know what I'm getting, so I'm good for it.
Right. Exactly. I know what it's going to be, so I'm
Right.
okay with that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I do
Next,
think they need to get away from Alex Abrahantes. He kind of annoys me.
I like Alex.
You do?
I
He's
do
all
like
right. He
Alex.
really doesn't have a function except for to hold uh, Penta's gloves when he throws them off.
Exactly. He doesn't do a whole lot. I kind of like him.
All right, this will be short. Top flight, Dante and Darius Martin. Obviously, Dante's out, broke his leg in
When they're both
April.
healthy, it'd be great.
Yeah, when they're both healthy, they're a fun tag team. Same thing. They're both high flyers, but we know that going in.
Yep.
Uh, Dante has had a lot more exposure to the audience than Darius because Darius has been hurt more.
Yep.
But
Isn't he hurt again?
Darius, I think, is healthy. He's been teaming
Who
up with
busted
AR
their?
Fox.
Okay, wait.
That was Dante's one got
Who
hurt.
Dante busted his ankle?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Uh, Texas Canadian destroyer off the ladder. That's always a good idea.
Stupid idiot.
Which one? They're an exciting young
Both.
tag team. If they could both stay healthy, they'd have something. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You know.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right.
I,
Well,
I
I
think
think
I think they could give Phoenix and Penta a run for their money actually. So
possibly. I don't have private party. I almost said pirate party. Private party on here just because uh,
we
Quinn's
haven't seen
been
him in
out of action
forever.
for a while, and then Isaiah is just Matt Hardy's young boy right now.
Yeah.
Oh, AJ. Taking it because broke his leg and then one of the Aussie Open guys stole his girl.
All right,
Sometimes the
put the
world just
last
rains shit on Dante Martin.
poor guy.
All right. Well, so we have one more tag team left before we move
Yeah.
on to the
Wonder who it
ladies.
is.
Some would
Yeah,
say we're
those.
saving the best for last. I would not. Uh,
Sorry.
AJ says the only AEW shirt he owns is a private party shirt.
I bought
And
that
this
for
is
him.
actually not a bad segue because the biggest win private party ever got was on the Bucks in the tournament in the first like month of Dynamite.
Yep.
Uh, I don't hate the Bucks as much as a lot of people do. I'm not a fan of the Bucks necessarily. Uh, I remember them. I went to a Dragon Gate USA pay-per-view in Chicago, and they were in the main event. This is back in like 2009, so they were still very much looking like Wish.com rockers at that point. Uh,
Yep, you
I'm
just
sorry,
got me
Wish.com
pumped
Hardy
on that.
Boys. More than that, Wish.com Hardy Boys.
Either or.
Ugh. I do want to see the Young
Okay.
Bucks versus the Usos one day just to see how many super kicks they all do. That'd be, I'm going to say multiple.
All right, new drinking game. Usos versus the Young Bucks.
Oh my
Every time
God,
you do a
we would
super
all die
kick.
from consumption.
Oh shoot. Yeah, we would. Cause yeah. And you know what the thing is? The Young Bucks super kicks bug me. The Usos do not.
No,
And I
because
can't figure out why. I don't know
yeah,
why.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe I don't know.
Uh,
And I think a
the
lot more of why I don't like the Young Bucks has to do with everything with Punk and the EVPs and blah
yeah,
blah blah.
it's just the fact that they're EVPs and essentially running their own creative bothers me. Uh, I thought they had a
Bookers should
really
not be champions.
no. Uh,
I'll say it again.
mhm. I remember when they were in Impact, they had some really good matches with the Machine Guns, and again, look who they're in the ring with. But
Yeah.
uh, still, then it was kind of ridiculous. Then they lost a match to Bischoff in a pay-per-view. I forget who Bischoff was teaming with, but just crap. Uh, best work they ever did was in Japan, because they have a junior heavyweight tag team division there, and these
Yeah.
guys, as a junior heavyweight tag team, were great. But when it gets to the point where all they're doing is super kicks and backflips, it gets to be kind of a pain.
Yeah,
The Young Bucks are annoying AF. AF? What does that mean?
as
I'm
fuck.
kidding. I'm kidding. Young Bucks are annoying as to wrestle against on Fight Forever. I tell you what, Hank Hill is posting on this apparently. You just get super kicked over
Yes.
and over the whole match, and there's nothing you can do about it. Sounds like a real Young Bucks match.
Yeah, it's a real Young Bucks match.
Wow, it's so
Uh,
realistic.
it
Uh,
doesn't look realistic, but okay.
no. Any final thoughts about the Bucks? I can move on if you're ready.
Let's move on. Can we please
All
move
right.
on?
All right, let's move on to the ladies, if you are ready.
Some of these we've already talked about a little bit, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we can
let's do
skip
that.
over them here and there. Uh, let's start with Abaddon. Oh, jeez.
I love Abaddon. Does this
I'm gonna.
surprise you? It shouldn't
It
surprise
doesn't.
you.
It doesn't surprise you. Here's my take on Abaddon. Abaddon has maybe the most interesting character in the women's division, but they never put her on television.
Right?
WTF?
I'm
Am I right?
yes, you are correct.
She is
I wish
scary as
I
shit.
want more Abaddon.
She scares the bejesus out of me every time I see her, which is a good thing. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
they
Oh, my
them.
mistake. They them.
Sorry.
My
Sorry.
apologies. I didn't know. I'll plead ignorance on that one. But yeah,
Yep.
Abaddon, and from what I'm saying, Abaddon's a heck of a worker. I've only seen a handful of their matches, you know.
Right. I love Abaddon.
But
That's all
the
I can say.
character, put Abaddon with Danhausen.
No. Abaddon
But
and Max. Let's do this right.
can we get Max and Heidi in and put them with Abaddon as a
Please.
three-person team?
Please.
I
Yes.
would love to
And we
see
would
Max and Heidi come in, even just as a tag team.
yeah, me too. Me too. Let them be Road of Fury or something. I seriously.
The Fury Road
All three
Warriors.
of them would be great. Yes. There you go. I'm
Yes.
I'm there for it.
Hey, you know, we make things happen on this network here, Minders. So
Sometimes.
sometimes. All right, I gotta get this picture off because it's
Sometimes.
gonna make me lose my lunch. But
That
Undead
one's
War
not near as
Party. There we
scary as the
go.
Tony Khan one. There you go, Undead War Party. I like that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. This.
underused, very underused.
All right.
Wish I
This
saw
one.
more of them. Yep, get that one off of there. That one's
That one.
creepier than the Abaddon. I like Abaddon better. I like the Abaddon picture better.
All right.
All right,
All right. Let's
next.
move on. Anna JAS, which is the
Woohoo!
bunny
We're
name.
skipping the bunny. Sweet.
Well, we haven't got to the bunny yet. We're going
No, well, it's
alphabetically.
Allie. So, well, yeah, it would
Well,
be because her
but
name's
she's
Allie.
professionally she's the bunny in AEW
Okay,
for some reason.
okay, okay,
Uh,
okay, okay.
Anna J. If I have the book with her, she is. I would immediately have her as Jack Perry's valet
Yes, and
because
let him take all the heat from it,
yes, just
just like they
because
did with Sammy and Ty.
I got to imagine that Jack might have got a talking to from her after the promo a couple weeks ago. I heard
I
it sounds
doubt
like,
it.
ooh.
Oh,
I would hope
whatever.
he,
I
I
mean,
would hope he asked her permission because I know if I was going to say that about my missus, I would have to get permission and written consent, and I would have to probably buy her something pretty to do that. Uh,
probably.
but I would never do that anyway because I love my wife. Anna Jay, she's tall, she's gorgeous, willing to take crazy bumps. She almost killed herself in that friggin' tag match though when Willow power bombed her off the stage. She could be something
Yeah,
down the line. I agree. She's still way green though. She came
she
out of the
needs a lot
Nightmare
of work.
Factory. Yeah, I mean the match with
She still needs some
Julia
work.
Hart is any indication.
You know what? Put her backstage with Paige, and let Paige work with her.
Yeah,
Just just work
man,
with her,
Paige could be such an asset
or
with
Tony
these.
Storm, or Tony Storm. Either one of
Yeah,
them.
or Ruby, even Ruby.
Yeah,
You know, uh, that's the thing. Something about all the talent that they have, and not, I'm sorry, not all the talent, because some of these guys and girls have some experience. A lot of these wrestlers are out there trying to be TV stars more than they're trying to be great wrestlers, and that kind of
yep.
bothers me. Yeah, AJ, I think you're
Me
right. She only
too.
had like 5 matches before signing with AEW, and I don't know. I mean, I get trying to make a splash on television, but you gotta make equal time for the in-ring talent, instead of just being a
Yes.
character or being just trying to look pretty or trying to look cool or try to have a catchphrase. Or if you're Jericho, 12 catchphrases and 6 characters. But I digress.
All right, let's
Uh,
move on.
let's move on. Athena, Ring of Honor Women's Champion. I am a big fan of Athena, going
I'm
way back to
torn. I'm
Evermoon.
so torn.
Why are you torn?
I liked her before. I'm not
Hmm.
a fan right now. And I don't know if it's because I wonder if it's the people she's working with or what, but she's caused some problems with people getting hurt. And I don't know if it's her
Well,
fault or if it's their fault or whose
I
fault it is.
I don't know. I mean, I know there's still a lot of green ladies in the on the roster. Uh, oh,
AJ
AJ
just
has a
made
good
a
point.
really good point.
I'm not sure if she's actually good in the ring or if Asuka just knew how to make her look good. The character I like with her, it's and she always had the cool finish. They called it the Eclipse in NXT,
The
and
total eclipse.
yeah, but and she had some. I guess she had a really good match with Thunder Rosa before she got hurt on I forget what Warrior Wrestling, I think it was. Don't
There's
quote me
been
on
times
that.
Athena's had great matches. I'm
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything bad against that.
yeah,
But it's some of these other matches that are kind of really ruining her reputation.
yeah. I see that. Uh, and here's the thing though. Oh, it's the O face now. Okay, interesting. Uh, the advantage she had in NXT was she had Sarah Del Rey working with her. She had all these
Right.
coaches at the PC. They're kind of it's not an inmates running the asylum so much, but it's just everybody's kind of out for themselves in AEW. I mean, they
Yeah.
have the coaches there, but I don't know how much time they're actually putting in the ring, putting matches together, working out, like learning how to do things. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these talent are going off doing indie shows in their spare time, which is great because they're getting
Yeah, I
ring
love it.
time.
Yeah.
But
Which is
if
probably
you're,
what they really need, in all
yeah,
honesty.
but the problem is if they're just going and working with other indie talent, then how much are they learning? You know what I mean? How
Right.
much are they learning what not
Hmm.
to do or how to protect themselves and all, but that's just me. Athena, I actually honestly for a while I was picturing her joining the Outcasts, be a fourth
I
member with
wasn't just
them.
because she was focusing on ROH, so I really didn't think so.
Yeah, I was gonna say I if they weren't doing the ROH stuff, I could see her because she would fit because they're all ex WWE talent and all that. She's a heel.
Right.
I did see this match that AJ's talking about with Kira Hogan. That was a damn good match. Uh, if you have Honor Club, you got to check out the Ring of Honor show on there. It's actually they got some good stuff on it. Excuse me. Ooh, too much foot beat. All right.
Too much food.
All right. Well, let's move on from Athena. Let's talk about the Good Doctor, Britt Baker, DMD. Uh, I would say
She's the
the
woman face of AEW.
that's yeah, yeah. Although she's kind of losing a little bit of her steam lately. Uh,
That's not her fault.
that's not her fault, not at all. She's a good worker.
Nope.
She's smart. She, obviously, if you're a dentist, you got to have some brains to you. She's got a good
Well, yeah,
look.
but she's ring smart, and
She's
that doesn't take book smarts. To be
that's
ring
true.
smart, it doesn't take book smarts.
That's
That's
true. There's some
smarts.
friggin' idiots out there that are pro wrestlers that are really good because they know what they're doing. Same thing
Right.
with musicians. I know some musicians that are dumb as a post, but they can play a piano or play a guitar and make beautiful
Yep.
music. But and I'm not talking about people personally. I'm just saying people I see on TV or in socials. Uh, I agree. She'll hold that belt again. She'll. They've got to put the belt on her eventually. Uh, I think everybody expected it to be her beating Jamie Hayter with her turning heel, which is kind of obvious booking if you ask me. But uh, I
I
hope
think
that
they missed a
she's
chance there with Jamie, honestly, but that's okay.
well. I mean, it doesn't help that she got hurt.
Right. No, and that's on both their ends. You know, but I I think they missed it when Britt had the belt to turn Jamie on her.
Yeah,
So
it would have made sense to have Jamie turn on her because she was still kind of
yeah,
in the background.
yep.
All right. Well,
All right, we're getting to some names I don't know a whole lot about. So let's do
okay.
this.
Do you want? We talked about the bunny quite a bit during the Butcher and the Blade
Just
segment. So what do
skip
you
the
say
bunny. Yeah,
we'll
just
go
skip
over the
the bunny.
bunny? All right. So Diamante. I first knew her from the LAX reboot and Impact when it was Santana and Ortiz, and she was like the lady in the group. Uh, Not bad. She does the lucha style, obviously. Uh, Same deal. She's got an interesting character, but they never put her on television. She was
Yeah,
relegated to that
I don't
dark.
know a whole I don't know a whole lot about her. Didn't she tag team with Evil East there for a little bit?
Yeah, and that kind
Yeah,
of didn't really get over.
yeah.
No fault of theirs. It seems
I
like
was
we're
okay with it,
being
but
very repetitive when we say no fault of theirs. 'Cause whose fault could
right?
it be? AJ
Yeah,
Diamante is solid in the ring. I don't know why they don't have her involved in anything. That's my point, man. They
yeah,
got people that can go in the ring, but they don't ever get on television, and I don't know why.
yep.
But again, I don't know a whole lot about her, so we'll just kind of skim over
Next.
her.
Now we're really
Hikaru
getting to the ones I don't know very well.
Hikaru Shida, former women's champion. Uh, I always liked Shida ever since she came into AEW. She's solid in the ring. She's got a good look.
Yeah. Holy
She
Sheeta.
carried that women's division for a while Britt was hurt when Britt broke her leg.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and the crowd always got behind her. Uh, she was kind of lovable baby face, still is.
I did kind of like the whole Britt Baker and Sheeta deal that they had going on there for a while.
Before Britt got in the ring with Thunder Rosa, that was my favorite women's match they ever had. Was that one? I think it was Double or Nothing, 2020,
Yeah, that sounds
when
right.
Britt won the belt from Shida,
Yeah.
whatever year that was. It might have been 21, I forget. Uh,
I think it was
Other than that,
2020. I'm not sure if there was a crowd there then.
yeah, I can't remember. Uh, but anyway, like I said, I still don't know a whole lot about her. All I know from her is what I've seen on AEW television.
Yeah, that's all I
But
know.
what I've seen, I've enjoyed though, so I'll put her over.
Next.
All right, this one I'm not as big of a fan of. Amy Sakura. Uh, it's the Freddie Mercury thing. It kind of bugs me. She's kind of leaned a little heavy on
See,
the doing the Freddie Mercury shtick.
I'm not even sure who she is, to tell you the truth. She's not
She
on TV
was
enough for me to know who she is.
she was one that they brought in to work Riho when she was women's champion. Uh, because Kenny was running the women's division, so he brought all the Japanese ladies over.
Yep. They all wanted to play
And
with this PlayStation. We know. Sorry.
and not a bad worker, but like I said, it's just something about her character that bothers me, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Maybe she's trying too hard.
Could be, but she's a veteran though, so she's one that would be good to have
But
around
there's
to
a
work with some of
lot of
these young
things that
girls.
but there's a lot of them that get over in Japan that don't get over here.
That's true. Yeah, not everybody works on both
So,
sides of the globe there.
nope.
All right, but I think we can move on because, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about her.
I don't know a
Uh,
lot about her.
all
Next.
right,
I
next.
know a little bit about this next one. Yep.
Well, yeah. Uh, I know they kind of fucked her booking a little bit. I don't know if that was her choice because I know she's taking some time away. Uh,
And she's enjoying her time away too.
that's what I've heard.
So,
But they have her on a 60-match winning streak to start out her career. She defends her
I'm
title
honestly
in a. Go
I
on.
was to say against Tyra, I'm honestly surprised they didn't let her get to 100 before they cut it.
I said the same thing to you. Because after she beat Taya, I messaged the group. I said she's going to win 100. Then as soon as I said that, out comes Chris Statlander,
Here
and
comes
then
Chris.
so yeah, it just killed her push. But and I hate saying that; it makes her sound like such a mark. But she has this hard-fought title defense against Taya Valkyrie. It was a damn good match for what it was. And
And I
then
thought
they
for sure
bring out
Taya was going to win it. I really
yeah,
did.
yeah. Uh, oh, hang on one second here. I gotta sit up. I just got the low battery cue in my headset. Hang on one second.
Oh, okay. Not a problem. But yeah, I'm gonna go with, I Jade did really well. She was trained with, I think she was trained with Danielson, or was training with Danielson there for a while, and I think that helped her a lot. Because when she first started, I was like, oh, good lord.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I remember the first match she had was Shaq against Cody and was it Red Velvet?
yeah, I don't, I can hear myself echoing through yours, Mark, like it's playing over your speakers for your computer.
Oh, shoot, hang on. Well, let me do a little finagling here.
Technical difficulties. Go
Yeah.
figure on jumping the rail.
Uh huh. Problem is, for some reason, it wasn't charging earlier.
I say it sounds like it's not even charged at all. Like you're not even coming through on the mic like that. It's like it's coming through on the computer mic.
Yeah. Shit. Alright. Well, here's what we'll do here. So you're hearing me on the camera?
Yep. You're
Alright.
quiet, but yes.
Let me do this. Hang on one second here.
Okay.
By God, we're going to finish this episode if it kills me.
Yes, please. I can only talk so many weeks about AEW. At least in this amount of detail.
All right, how's that?
Now you're back. Yeah. Now
Okay.
you
When I
sound
plugged
better.
it in, it turned off. I had to turn it back on again because I'm not
Oh,
a
well, that
technical
helps.
whiz. Yeah. All right. So back to Jade here. Yeah, AJ, I agree with you. Jade has all the tools. She might not be the best in the ring, but she has the things you can't teach. That's very true.
She does.
Like, yeah.
Take your time. I'm still cooking.
Okay. All right. But she needs to get away from Smart Mark Sterling, and I think if she comes back, because we don't know that she's coming back, she might be done. You never know. But when she
Yeah.
does, I think she's coming back as a babyface.
Well, and I hope she does come back because she is, like, she has the charisma. She has she has the tools, like AJ
Yeah.
said.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'd like to see her back. I was starting to actually enjoy watching her matches there towards the end.
Yeah, because
But
she was finally getting competition.
yeah. Well, do we want to move on then? I think we've talked enough about Jade.
Let's move on. Yeah. All right. Well, we talked a little bit about Jamie Hayter also. Kind of got a
She's
bad
hurt,
break getting hurt.
so
When she comes back, I got to assume she's going to be back in that title picture when she comes back.
she has to be.
She has such a good look, and she's good in the ring. She got all the tools too, just like Jade does.
Yes, she
Plus,
does.
she has an accent.
Right, which makes it even better.
Yes. All right.
All right, next.
Next.
Let's speed this up a little bit. We're 2
Yeah.
hours and 15 minutes in.
Yeah. All right. Julia Hart, House of Black. I like what she's doing character wise. Not a big fan of her in ring work, but that's all right.
I like her with House of Black. I do like her with House of Black.
Yeah, I think she needed that because when she was with the Varsity Blondes, she was just a little bubbly cheerleader girl. I wasn't getting behind it,
She
but now she's
annoyed
got
the crap out of me.
but now she has like an intriguing character. You know, the
Yeah.
group is as much as some people poop on the group. I like, and I didn't mean to rhyme there. I like House of Black. I like all the guys in it.
I just think the trios thing is a little much, but
it's overdone.
That's not on me. That's yeah. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and she's blinking one of the Lees. I think Lee Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. So good on him.
Good on him.
Yeah, but we can move on from Julia though. Talked a little bit about Chris Statlander, the TBS champion. She beat Jade. How I would have done that, I would have had Jade win the match with Taya, then say something about how she's beating everybody. Have Chris come out, but just do the in-ring stare down and then do the match later. Because I mean, it's and I don't want to say how it's not impressive that she beat Jade because Jade's a hell of an athlete, but after having a 15-minute match with Taya, then
Right.
Chris strolls out and beats her for the belt. That just doesn't sit right with me. But I like Chris though. She's a hell of a wrestler.
I do like the fact that they changed her gimmick too a little bit.
Yes. She's not an alien
I'm
anymore.
glad she's not an alien anymore.
Yes. Didn't she debut in Champaign? I think that was one of her first shows. Was the one at the
She
Assembly
might
Hall.
have. She might have.
Yeah.
I actually didn't make it to that show. The boys sent me pictures.
Yeah. That was second row with Narge. But
So were the boys. They were second row.
yeah. All right. Well.
Yep, against Sheeta. There we go.
Yes. There we go. But I mean, there's not much because she's. I almost sat back and pulled my cord out. She's only been back for a few weeks, so there's not a whole lot to say. So I think we can move on.
Yeah. Actually, there's some of
Okay.
these. Do we want to just hit the highlights since we're running kind
Why
of
don't we do?
like
Why don't we
who
do that?
who the main ones are here?
Yeah. Let me do a little keyboard dancing here.
Do a little finagling.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little word association, Minderz. I'm just gonna throw the picture up, give you a name. You just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. All right.
Okay. Some
All
of
right.
these we're not. It's not going to be much.
Okay. Kira Hogan.
The only thing I know her from is with Jade.
Okay. I mainly know her from
And
Impact because she was teaming
yeah,
with fucking what's her name? The Puerto Rican she used to be women's champion. Uh, man, I'm having a brain fart. I'll have to do some. I'm
AJ.
kicking myself. AJ.
AJ.
All right, I'm counting on AJ here. Okay, so yeah, good athlete, good look, good charisma, solid in the ring. You know, I'd like to see more out of her. I think Ring of Honor is a good spot for her.
Yes.
Uh,
Maybe her and Athena against each other. I think that might be.
that's already happened.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, and they had a hell of a
Sorry.
match. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
you
one
guys
I
were
would
talking about
seriously.
that.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh yeah,
Oh wow.
Kira Hogan and
Diamante.
Diamante. They've been together for a while.
All right, this is bothering me.
What? The fact you have to
Who
sit
her
so
tag
close
team?
to your computer?
Who her tag team partner was?
Oh, okay.
Fire and Flava. That's Tasha Steeles. Okay, now I feel better. She's fun to watch. I just couldn't. Her name just was escaping me. All right, moving on. All right, Layla Gray, one of the baddies with Jade. I don't know shit about her, to be honest with you.
I don't either. So we can move on.
All right. All right, Marina Shafir. We know a little bit of her from NXT. Mrs. Roderick
She
Strong.
can go away. She's sloppy. I don't like her. She can go away.
Fair enough. All right, moving on. Madison Rain. I like Madison Rain. I know her mainly from Impact also, but
I say that's where I'm at a loss because I didn't see a whole lot of her in Impact. I know she's doing a lot of the training,
yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
hoping.
I think she's helping run the women's division in Ring of Honor, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But multiple
That would
time
make
world
sense.
champion in Impact, Ring of Honor. I think she was women's champion there before the lockdown. But yeah, I got no issues with Madison Rain.
I
She was
have
one
no
of the beautiful
problems with
people.
her.
She was one of the
Yeah.
beautiful people with Velvet and Angelina back in the day, which was one of the more annoying stables in TNA. But I digress. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Nyla Rose. This one you probably have some opinions about.
I love Nyla. I think she is I'm tired of seeing her as an enhancement talent.
Yeah, they kind of
I think
put Nyla on the back burner a little bit.
yes, they did, and it's frustrating because I think Nyla's great.
They killed
yeah.
Nyla for me when they had her job to Riho on the
Yes.
Dynamite. I'm sorry, I lost all credibility in the women's division when little 80-pound Riho beats Nyla Rose in a wrestling match.
I agree.
All right, well, let's move on.
That was, yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Minderz.
No, you're fine. You're
All right.
perfectly fine. Although
All
you
right.
have skipped over a couple of them that I thought we would talk about a little bit.
Oh,
We got Layla.
there's a couple jumbled.
Oh, okay. I'll
Wait,
just
where'd
wait
Layla
then.
Hirsch go? Layla Hirsch
I was gonna say,
disappeared.
where did Layla?
Uh,
Layla Hirsch. I wish they would use her more. I think she's awesome. I
yeah,
like her a lot.
let me get the picture up there. Just give her due.
No
Let's
kidding.
see. She just came back, so I don't have a whole lot to say about her.
I remember her from before, during like
Yeah,
COVID era.
yeah, they kind of made her the Russian heel, which
Yeah. You know the boys love their Yugoslavian heels.
oh yeah, Eastern Europe is great for their heels. There you go.
Yep.
There's Layla Hirsch.
There you go.
Built like a fire plug, but man, she can work though.
Yeah. She's small, but she's mighty. Holy crap.
Yep.
I like
All
her.
right. Yes. All right. Where were we here? Nyla, we talked about.
Mercedes.
Mercedes Martinez. Oh, crap. My thing moved on me. Here we go. Mercedes Martinez.
I've loved her since the Mae Young Classic.
I've loved her since Volcano Girls in IWA Mid-South in 2004. She,
So a minute.
yeah. She was also in Ring of Honor back in 07 as one of the Vulture Squad with Jack Evans. I would not mess with her.
No, not at all.
Big, strong, baby face or heel, whichever you choose. I think she had a hand in training Shayna Baszler, if I'm not mistaken.
Good. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think she actually did the favors for Shayna in the Mae Young Classic, if I'm not mistaken.
I think she did too, actually, now
Yeah.
you say that.
All right. Well, let's move on. I'm a fan. All right, Paige Van Zandt. Why are they still paying her money?
I don't know. It's been so long since we've even seen her that I have forgotten anything she's done.
Yeah, all she did was corner Dan Lambert for a while, then I think had one match, maybe two.
Yeah.
But,
so
all right, next.
That's enough time for her.
Yeah, Red Velvet.
Oh. Okay.
You all right there, Minderz?
No, I was just laughing at AJ's comment.
They signed her to an extension, from what I understand. She does nothing.
Oh shoot.
Nothing. All right, Red Velvet. I don't have a whole lot to say about Red. I like Red. I don't have a whole lot.
Her, but...
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why she always does the stirring gimmick when she's coming to the ring. Is it because she's supposed to be making a cake?
Maybe she's stirring the pot.
Could be, yeah. All right, next. Riho.
Go away. Go away.
AJ. I'm not singing this, AJ, because I can't afford the rights. Well played. All right, like I said, Riho almost killed the women's division for me from day one. I'm sure she's a nice girl, but I honestly, and this is true, I'm going to tell you this, Minderz. I honestly thought that she was the 9-year-old girl that wrestled Kenny back in Japan, but older.
Are we sure that she's not?
I've done my research, and she is not.
Okay.
But I could have sworn that Kenny just found her and gave her a payday to come wrestle some more, because they were buddies. They did some mixed tags together. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say about Riho or her giant lead pipe that she would carry around.
Yeah, okay, go on.
It was bigger than she was.
Hey, you missed Penelope, by the way.
I was getting to Penelope. I said there's still some jumble here.
Sorry.
So Penelope was next on the list. It's all right.
Okay.
All right, Penelope Ford, the super bad girl, Mrs. Kip Sabian, formerly Mrs. Joey Janela, or girlfriend of Joey Janela.
I liked her with Kip. I really did. I thought they did well together, but that's about all I got to say about Penelope.
AJ says I skipped Maki Ito. I don't think she's under contract. So that's why I don't think she was on the list.
Actually, we know somebody that fought Penelope.
Yeah?
Rain fought Penelope.
Our buddy Rain Victoria. I think it was on Dark, wasn't it?
Rain Victoria. Yep.
I remember seeing that match. It was on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I don't have a lot to say about Penelope. She's a good athlete.
Yeah.
She does some of the dumb risks when she's with Joey back in the day. Uh, I agree. I like her better with Kip. I think they're a better match,
Yep.
which makes sense because she's married to him now. Uh,
Yeah. Well,
all right. Let's move on.
Doesn't
All
matter.
right.
Queen
Fair
Monty
enough.
Grace
Fair enough, AJ.
with her presence. That's enough for me. All right, next.
All right. Ruby Soho. I like Ruby. I've always been a fan going way back.
I do too, and I think it was right that she beat Britt
Yeah.
in the Owen Hart thing. I
Yeah.
think
I
it was
think that's
right
gonna. I
this
think it's
time.
gonna get
Yeah.
turned around because uh, I think she kind of was getting the shaft a little bit when she first came to AEW, doing some taking some losses that she didn't necessarily have to.
Some enhancement work.
Hmm AJ hopes that Ruby wins the Owen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Britt's going to turn it around on Ruby next. I think it's Wednesday or tomorrow, isn't it? When she's got the match with Sky Blue.
Yeah, Ruby and Sky Blue.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah, let's get to that one.
oh boy, I'm predicting Sky's going to beat Ruby though with a little maybe with a little assist. Speaking of the Outcast Menders, Soraya, uh, I thought she
She's
shit
a
the bed when she
Fabergé
showed up.
egg. Yeah,
Her promo
she's
when
a
she first
Fabergé
showed
egg.
up, I thought she shit the bed because she was getting herself trying to get herself over as a baby face, but she was just coming off so bad as a heel by
Yep.
trying to
She
say
does
that
better
Britt
as a
didn't
heel.
trying to say Britt wasn't in her league and saying, "Oh, I wrestled the Tokyo Dome and Madison Square, all this stuff." It just made her unlikable, and they kind of had to make her a heel at that point. The return that nobody asked for. That's honestly the return nobody expected. I didn't think she was coming back, but
I didn't either.
I would like when she's healthy, she can go. She's a hell of a wrestler, and hopefully she can do that. But not if she's gonna fall apart every time.
Right now, I think she wrestles scared. She looks scared to me in her moves.
I've noticed
and the
that
way
too. She's almost gun shy, kind of. She's afraid to take
Yeah.
bumps.
Yes. She
But
is,
she
which
was
understandably, but
oh sure, of course, yeah. But I do like her at ringside though, just stirring shit up and and again the accent. So
right. She was a hell of a wrestler.
she was.
AJ says
She was kind of a prodigy.
she was.
Yeah, was. All right. Shall we
Was.
move on?
Sure.
All right. Serena Deeb, the
who's
professor.
Next. Okay. I like Serena Deeb a lot. I've liked
I
her
do
since
too.
she was in Straight Edge with CM Punk.
There's the woman that should be leading the women's division from backstage.
Yes. I agree. I agree.
She hasn't been on TV in a while, so there's not a whole lot to say, but man, she's good.
Yes, she is. She's very good.
All right. Now the one you've been waiting for, Minderz. Sky Blue.
I hate this girl.
She's been getting some steam though, getting some big wins the last few weeks. But I know you have issues with Sky Blue.
I have issues with Sky Blue.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a fan. I can't help it. I'm not a fan. I don't know.
I'll tell you, her booty went viral though.
Shocker. Her booty's always gone viral. I used to like her. I did like her back in the day. Just some things didn't sit right with me on how she did some things. So
right. Oh
and
yeah,
that's fine. I mean, I mean that's.
If you want Sky off your TV, she just has to win the belt. As soon as she wins it, you'll never hear from her. Oh, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
AJ, no filter Mifflin in the chat there.
Yeah, exactly. He's a few drinks in, so we ought to have some real good ones now.
All right. Would you like to move on from Sky Blue?
Yes, please. Can we please move on?
Let's move on. All right. Taya Valkyrie.
I like Taya.
I love Taya in Impact. Of course, she kind of got a raw deal in WWE doing the NXT thing, but I'm told she was in Lucha Underground. Of course, she was big in Mexico, in AAA. We talked about Johnny TV last episode. He needs to ditch QT and start working with his wife. And
yes, he does.
And Taya make for a great duo in the ring.
They are great together. Yeah. And she reminds me so much of Beth Phoenix that it's not even funny.
There's a lot of Beth. She's a big-legged heel. She can, and she's
Yeah.
strong. Not just because she uses the same finish either.
No, it's not. I just like, yeah, see?
Only
Tyler
time
was
I've ever
half
seen
the
the bride
best
get
wrestling.
busted open and powerbomb through her cake. Hey, was that in the Lucha Underground?
Yep.
Thought so.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
But yeah,
Well,
I like Taya.
All right. Well, let's keep her rolling here. We're almost through the ladies here. Ty
Yep.
Conti, where do we begin?
I
I'm
like
sorry,
Ty.
Ty Mello.
I
I'm
really
sorry,
do.
Ty Mello. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say Ty Conti. That's not her name anymore.
Well,
Of course, she'll
okay,
be off
whatever.
TV for a while, expecting
Yep.
a child, of course. Congratulations to her.
Congrats.
I like her work in the ring. She's got that MMA background, so she's a heck of a striker.
She is, and I
Yeah.
wish they would let her show that more. I don't feel like I feel like they just wanted to do. Well,
They
here's
want to
the
be
thing.
Sammy's
I
eye
don't know
candy.
if it's right. Well, yeah, I mean that, but I don't know if it's just that the people she's been working with or that she worked with before just didn't know how to take everything. I don't.
Ty Mello Conti, forgotten member of the Undisputed Era. Minderz, did you freeze on me? Uh-oh. Let me see. Yep, I think we lost Minderz again. Uh, yeah, I think we can move on from Ty. We got about 5 more ladies on the list here. Let's see. Yeah, if Minderz froze again, it's all right. I'm just going to throw this out to AJ in the chat. The next one up here. Thunder Rosa, former women's champion, of course, former NWA women's champion, where I first saw her at. Uh, kind of a polarizing figure backstage, from what I understand. Not all the ladies like working with her, but I don't know. I think she's damn good. Uh, Also, a darn good guest host on Busted Open on Fridays. She does a good job with them. There's Minderz again. Minderz, are you back?
Right. I'm cursed tonight. That's all there is to it. Yeah, right?
All right. So we're talking Thunder Rosa, Minderz.
Still one of the best matches I've ever seen with Britt Baker.
2 of them. The cage
Yeah.
match too was darn good.
Yeah. I don't know
What's
what
your take on all the
backstage
what's your
drama?
take on all the backstage stuff? Yeah.
I'm not sure what to think about it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully
'cause
she'll
you
be
hear
back
both-
soon.
I would say you hear both sides of the story, and I still can't figure out which one is the truth. So
Okay, why is Sammy Callahan in the Reptile Tribe? Luchasaurus, Naga, Drago, I
Sammy
get.
was Sammy was quite a badass.
Oh, I know.
At
It
least
still is.
He just
All
he
right.
fit.
Yeah, well, I guess so. So any other thoughts about Thunder Rosa before we move on?
Nope. Let's move on.
She's been hurt so long, we don't have a whole lot to say until she comes back and starts working again. So, but hopefully that's soon. All right, women's champion Toni Storm. My wife is a big fan.
I like Toni. I do like Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not sure the backstage drama with her, how all that went.
Right. Mrs. Juice.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I like Toni. I like her work. I think she needs to get away from the Outcasts. I really do.
The Outcasts needs to be done.
Yeah.
I'm okay with her, like with Saraya as a duo, but the Outcast is just too NWO DX knockoff for me.
I would almost prefer her to be with Ruby than Saraya.
That works too.
So.
All right. Shall we move on? Oh, hang on. Never forget, Juice Robinson married her. Never let the fact that you're a weird-looking dude stop you from shooting your shot, damn it.
All right, move on.
All right, moving on. All right. Willow Nightingale, the New Japan Strong Women's Champion. I think she's hurt right now. I think she got injured over
She
in
just
Japan.
lost it.
Yeah.
She
So
just lost it.
she, yeah, yeah, she just dropped it because I think, and then she was hurt during the trip overseas. So I don't know how severe that
Yeah,
is.
she's well, they're hoping that she will be able to fight again at Rampage this week.
Hmm.
This week.
Okay. Okay.
They're
Well, we can
hoping.
hope. Yeah. I hope we don't see anybody out for too long.
She's almost too babyface for me. I like her, but
She's very bubbly.
bubbly.
She's a
It
bubbly
drives me
face, not a baby
nuts.
face.
Yeah, she's a bubbly face.
Yeah.
I-
The wife does enjoy her music.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Uh,
That does not surprise me one bit.
no. Okay, and then the last one on the list here, I know nothing about, and I'm guessing you don't either. Yuka Sakazaki.
Nope.
Nothing. All right, let's move on.
Woo!
No disrespect, but I
how
don't
about
want to
this?
say anything.
Go ahead. 'Cause
What?
You're still talking about her. You're still talking about
No,
her,
no,
and I had
no.
a.
I'm done.
Well,
I'm done.
Okay. Do we want to save? Let's save the rest of that since they're all just kind of extras, and we
Yeah.
can work them in next week.
What we have left is referees and managers, non-wrestlers. So yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we can work that in next week. I mean, we're already
Yeah.
going on 2.5 hours, so and
Yeah,
we still
yeah.
got a top 10 list, and we got our
Yeah. Yeah. But before we get in
We
the
got
top 10
important
list,
stuff.
Menders. All right, so it's time for the JTR Hall of Fame. I figured this is a guy that might not be at the top of a lot of people's list, but I was always a fan. I'll just throw it up here. The living legend Larry Zbyszko, uh, one of the great heels of all time. I knew him from the 90s in WCW, but he had a very long career before that, starting in the mid 70s. Uh, there he is with Bruno Sammartino, the guy that trained him, his mentor, both of them from Pittsburgh. Uh, both hairy fellas, apparently. They didn't
apparently.
wax.
Holy
They
Jesus.
didn't wax in the 70s. So
All right.
so Larry works his way up in WWF as a very plucky babyface until eventually, wouldn't you know it, he turns heel on Bruno with a wooden chair. Everybody
Ouch.
talks about the Hogan heel turn in '96. This was a huge heel turn in 1980 because Bruno was so beloved in New York for Zbyszko to turn his back on him. That instantly made him the hottest heel in the company.
I
Led
can
to some
imagine.
led to some matches around the territory, culminating in the showdown at Shea, August 9th, 1980, which is coincidentally the anniversary of our podcast. Our first episode was August 9th, 2021. So here he is, Larry with Bruno in the cage. Bruno got the win, got his comeuppance on Larry, but they made so much money on this. This filled Shea Stadium on a show that I think Hogan and Andre were the undercard on this show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and this is heel Hogan. Well, official heel Hogan against babyface Andre.
Wow.
But yeah. After he finished there, he went around the territories, went to the NWA. Here he is with Baby Doll. You remember her from
Yeah.
Tully's ballet. That's him as the Western
Yep.
States Heritage Champion. He was the second and final Western States Heritage Champion. Beat Barry Windham for it. That belt I saw at the expo, but I didn't have money. If that is there in April, I am buying that belt because that is such a cool belt. And
It
I have a
looks
chance
great.
to get it signed by all of the people that held it because they're both still alive.
Well, there you go.
A guy can dream, right?
Yep.
So after that NWA run, he goes to the AWA because I don't know if you know this, Minderz. He is married, or at least was. I don't know if they still are married to Vern Gagne's daughter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and because of that, nepotism, AWA World Heavyweight Champion. It was back in the days when if you had a territory and you had a son or a son-in-law or some relative, that was the only people you could trust to not run off with your belt. So,
Yep.
and Larry was good enough. He could have been world champion regardless. Don't get it mixed up.
Right.
But he held the AWA title again. Another one of my favorites. We ought to do the Gold Rush episode on that one. Maybe that's just me. But look at this picture here, Minders, from an interview he was doing backstage. Look at that young fellow with the microphone.
Oh, look at Bischoff. He's so
Uh,
cute.
Back when he
He's
was
so
working in
young.
sales, and then they just made him an interviewer. Looks like a weatherman. But yeah, so he
And
held
to think
the.
that wouldn't be the last time they shared a mic, but go
No,
on.
no. I think if my memory's right, Larry is the last AWA champion. I'd have to do some research on that. But
Yeah, I'm not sure.
yeah. Okay, he looks like a world champion there. He's got the jacket, he's got the
He
belt,
does.
he's neatly coiffed. Just a solid heel.
Whenever they have the jackets like that, it always reminds me of Arn Anderson.
Oh yeah,
That's what it reminds me of.
I am so glad you said that, Minders, because that is a segue. Because
Hey,
Larry
how
went
about
back.
that?
Larry went back to WCW, formed the Enforcers with Arn Anderson, become World Tag Team Champions. Now here they're just being interviewed by Paul E in the background there.
I was gonna say, is that Paul Lee in the background there?
That's Paul E when he was an announcer, and then eventually he got removed from the announce position. Announced he had a manager's license, and there he is. Look at that! Look at that smiling put him there,
phone
Paul E.
even.
With the phone, Zach Morris's phone.
Mhm.
So Paul had already managed Rude and Steve Austin, and then he added the Enforcers and Bobby Eaton, and now we have the Dangerous Alliance, which I love this faction more than most.
Stone Cold with hair just messes with me.
Yeah, and the robe, and the robe too.
Yeah, right. The whole thing
and I don't know why.
With me. The rest of them look normal.
I don't get the pose for beautiful Bobby here. It's kind of uncomfortable if you're just looking out of context because Arn's right behind him.
Damn it, Mark.
So this was Larry's last significant in-ring position with the Dangerous Alliance before he got removed after the War Games, which is my favorite War Games match, the DA against Sting Squadron, when Larry accidentally hit Beautiful Bobby with the turnbuckle and caused him to lose. But then Larry went on, became my favorite announcer, not named Bobby Heenan in WCW. There you see him with Tony Schiavone.
This is when I started understanding who Larry Zbyszko was.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, he was so good as an announcer. Eventually got back in the ring a couple more times, wrestled Bischoff at Starrcade 97 and won. Then he lost to Scott Hall at Sold Out. And I believe that was his last match in WCW. Then in 2000 something or other, I'm trying to see if there's a year, 2016, I want to say, winning the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah, I can't tell, it's so blurry.
15 maybe?
15 or 16. But he went in, Bruno inducted him, he got his flowers, very well deserved if you ask me. And I know I kind of rushed our induction there, but I figured, we're on
on time crunch now.
Yeah, we're at 8:45. We got a top 10, then we got to get the hell out of here. But I think we're making our points though. We're not skimming over things here.
2015.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. Well, Minderz, it is Tuesday, as you know, so that means one thing.
And we might have some debates in this part, so this should
be fun. Oh yeah. But here All right, it is Top 10 Tuesday, and this week we are going greatest baby faces, and I'm just going across the board. I'm not talking any specific time frame here, and I think we might have some arguments here, Minders, because you told me you actually made a list for this one.
I did. I'm fixing it right now so I don't screw it up because I
okay.
want to switch two of my people.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we
Okay,
go back
I'm
and
good.
forth?
Let's do this.
I'll do my 10, then you do your 10. We'll go back and forth all the way down here.
Well, you want me to go first because since you have the pictures for yours.
That's true. What? Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, you go first, Minders, and then I'll follow.
Well, my top 10, my number 10 is Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Okay. That's a solid pick.
ECW, he was always kind of
Oh,
he was always the underdog, always the
he
good
was
guy, always.
always doing the jobs. I mean, the feud with Raven
Yep.
itself, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. My number 10, I got Sting. Outside of a
I
couple of
just moved
hiccups where they tried him as a heel, he was like the ultimate baby face in WCW. Obviously top guy right there with Flair, you know.
Yep.
AJ, don't get
Shut
ahead
up,
of me, man.
AJ.
All right. Number 9, Minders.
JYD.
Look at that.
Seriously
AJ
was
got
my
ahead of
number
himself.
9.
All right.
Junkyard Dog.
Man, in Mid-South, yeah, he was
He
bigger
was so
than
over.
he was so over. He was bigger than everything. My number 9, I've got The Undertaker.
Okay.
Uh,
See, I debated.
mhm. Here's why I put
on that
Undertaker on.
or
Undertaker had a run of over 20 years as a babyface after that last heel run in '99, or I'm sorry, in '02. And then
right.
once he turned
I
babyface
don't know.
in
I
August
just
of '02, he just stayed that way.
that's true. Okay,
All right.
so
Your number 8.
my number 8, I'm probably going to get some heat for this,
Uh-oh.
brother.
Uh-oh.
Hulk Hogan. I have
Uh,
Hogan at number 8.
oh, wow.
He's on the list,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. His heel turn, in my opinion, I liked heel Hogan better than I liked babyface Hogan,
Well,
but I know
he was
that he was
always heel
he wouldn't
Hogan.
have
He cheated
to
as a
you. I know.
babyface. Always with the eye
But
rakes
yeah,
and the
Hogan
back rakes.
Yeah, Hogan's my number 8.
You know, being tethered to my computer makes it hard to drink my footbeat.
You need a longer
All right.
cord.
I know. All right, my number 8. I got the Rock and Roll Express on here as my number 8.
That's no fair. You didn't tell me tag teams could be in this. I
Well,
thought we were going only singles.
I'm sorry,
That's okay.
but yeah, it's they were
Because they would have been in my top 10.
yeah, they were the quintessence of a babyface tag team in the '80s. Uh, yeah, it's Sean and Marty can be the Rockers all they want, but we know who the originals were.
Right, exactly.
Yes. All right.
Number 7 for me. I had Sting.
Numero 7. You had Sting at number 7. All
I
right.
had Sting. I had Sting at
All
number
right.
7.
Well, my number 7, I had Junkyard Dog. So there we go. We're kind of even.
I think we literally had those two switched.
I think so. No, you had Dog at 9.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Tommy at 10. All right, number 6,
Yep.
Minders.
I actually have Stone Cold Steve Austin at number 6.
Okay.
Well, when you figure that Vince McMahon was one of the biggest heels ever,
Yep.
and who was he fighting with? It was Austin.
Mm-hmm.
So that was where I.
And here's the thing, though.
And he
Austin,
was kind of where that whole you're a heel, you're a baby face, but you're really not a baby face, but you are a baby face kind of all came into play.
Well, Austin never claimed to be a role model or a white meat babyface.
No.
He admitted that he'd fight dirty if he had to, and
Yeah,
wasn't afraid of breaking some rules. So, but he told you he was going to do it, so he was honest about it.
exactly. So that worked
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. All right. My number 7, I got Pedro Morales.
6. It's your number 6 there, kid.
Number 6. Yeah. Other than Bruno, there was nobody hotter in WWF as a babyface than Pedro for a good 10 years.
Yeah.
Even though he looks like he's not the most
He kind of
handsome
looks like a
fella,
bad
but
guy there, though.
a little bit. A little.
Hey, good segue, by the way. My number 5, Bruno Sammartino.
Hey, there you go. Very nice. And yeah, I mean Bruno. What can you say about Bruno as a babyface? He was every
He held the
Italian
title for
mother's,
8 years.
and then for another what, year and a half, 2 years after that.
Year and a half after that, yeah.
Yeah. All right. My number 5, Chico Santana.
I figured he would be on your list somewhere.
Look at that belt before Macho Man brassoed the hell out of it. It was so shiny, so nice.
It's so pretty. He was in my honorable mention. Does that work?
Tito, yeah, well, sure, but Tito never turned heel. He was always a babyface.
No. I know. But he was still in my honorable mention.
Fair enough, but I'm a big Tito fan, so.
I know you are.
Yep. All right, number 4.
Ray Ray.
He almost made my list.
Yep. Ray was my number 4.
Yeah.
Even though he did some heel, as I say, even though he had his heel runs, but you don't remember him for all that. You remember him for being the
those
underdog.
were without the mask, so they don't count.
Yeah, they don't count.
Shooting off fireworks outside my window. Pete's sake.
Probably.
All right. Well, my number 4, Minders, I got Austin number 4.
Okay.
So, and for all the reasons we discussed already. All right.
Gotcha.
Your number 3.
My number 3 is Daniel Bryan.
Ooh, interesting choice. I do not have him on my list.
After when he got over so big at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
That you can't deny that.
The Occupy
He was the
Raw
hottest
thing was
babyface.
gold.
Yeah, that was the hottest. He was the hottest babyface to go then.
Hey, I was talking about Lucha Underground. Ray's respected veteran run of Lucha Underground was great too.
Hey, we love Lucha Underground. We wish it was still going.
Sure. But yeah, it's all right. My number 3,
So
and
your
this
number
is
3?
my number. I put Tommy at number 3.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Just
it makes
for the-
sense.
Yeah, I mean, he was the babyface that carried that company on his back for almost the entire run of ECW.
Yeah.
So I got him high up on my list.
Especially in a group that it was all about the heels.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all about the heels there.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
All
number
right.
2.
Number 2.
I think you're going to give me some heat for this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
All right.
It's number 2.
At least he's high up on your list.
He is high up on my list. And it was a serious debate for me between 1 and 2.
Okay. Well, I mean, I love Ricky. You know that.
Right.
Also one of my favorite wrestlers to meet.
Yeah.
Met him twice.
I maybe one of these days.
Maybe he'll be at the Expo next year. You never know.
Fingers crossed.
He was at the Expo last year, not this past one, but the year before he was there. So he may be back. No, AJ, you're getting ahead of everybody again. He did end racism. Wow, that's a hot take. Oh my. All right, let me get to my number 2 here. I've got Bruno at number 2.
You got Bruno. Okay.
I got Bruno. So, and we already talked about Bruno. So
I'm gonna take a wild guess who your number 1 is. I know who.
I'll bet you know who. I'll bet you know who my number one is. I've got a feeling I know your number one, but I'm going to let you call it.
My number one, thanks for ruining it, AJ, is Dusty Rhodes. I
The
love
dream,
Dusty.
baby. In public, if you will. I love
Yep.
Dusty.
And then I
Dusty
have
didn't make
one,
my
two.
list.
I have 5 honorable mentions.
Okay, I don't have any honorable mentions, but let me get to my number one. But
Yep.
Dusty's a great call, though. I got Steamboat number one.
Yep. My number
Greatest
2.
babyface of all time.
Okay, my honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Real quick. Mick
Okay.
Foley.
Okay.
Kofi.
Ooh, interesting.
The Rock.
Okay.
AJ Styles and Cena.
Yeah, Cena could have very easily gone on the list. But he
I
got booed
was
so
surprised
often
he
that
wasn't
I
on
didn't
your
put him on.
list.
I didn't put him on because he
Yeah,
gets
but
booed so often. But still, very much the white meat
he kind of
babyface.
saved WWE. Yeah, he kind of saved WWE.
Yeah, it's true. I think that was a solid top 10. Not quite as many arguments as I expected,
No,
but that's all right.
I think ours was more on number wise is where I think we were going to argue more, but
Yep.
at least we still had. Yeah, see, AJ would have put Cena on the list somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
You froze on my end, so I was a little concerned.
Oh, sorry. Well, Minderz, what do you say we pay some bills before we get going? We're going to get out of here right at 3 hours. So
let's do it.
All right. ProWrestlingTees.com/JTRPod for all of your JTR Podcast Network t-shirt needs. Here's just a handful of them. Minderz, you ordered a good number of these on Friday.
I did. I ordered.
For the sale.
I'm getting the Tony's booking and the bump card and the get your shit and move.
Very nice, very nice. I got the I ordered the Hoss Fights draw money and the Podigy shirt.
Of course
Friday.
You did.
So I'll have to. We got to represent the. You know how it is. That's not but it's not going to be here before Saturday.
When you wear that shirt, though, seriously, I assume you'll probably wear it to a Thursday show. You need to wear it to a Thursday show.
I may wear it everywhere.
Well, but you need to wear it to a Thursday show, and I'll wear my I Hate Reb shirt to a Thursday show.
Well, the shirt I'm wearing on Saturday, I wish I would have made 2 of them. I would have given one to Jordan Perry, but that's neither here nor there.
There you go.
All right, so
we need to plug the show for tomorrow too, because if you're a 01 fan, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, and then we got to plug next Tuesday also. But
Tuesdays. Yeah.
Let's finish our bills here. BrainbusterTees.com/other/JTR-podcast-network. T-shirts, hoodies, caps, baseball shirts, fanny packs, all kinds of good stuff. Stickers. Here's just a few of them. Some of these from the 01 Shootout, some of them from Jumping the Rail. One from Gold Rush, our YouTube show me and Jabari Sinclair do for our obsession with championship belts. And then also a couple of new ones if you want to rep the NWO, but also rep the podcast. There you go. And if you want to be in the Wolf Pack, we got red and black too. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Next episode. Well, first off, tomorrow night, the 01 Shootout podcast. We're continuing our Forge of July series this month with another member of the Forge in St. Louis, Mr. All That Matters. ATM is going to be joining us, the PWE Interstate Champion. That should be interesting. He's something. He's a great wrestler,
but
also
week, Myron had a lot to say about him.
Myron had a lot to say about him. Yes. So join us for that live on YouTube on the JTR Podcast Network YouTube channel, I should say.
And we'll have to tell you all about our experience last Thursday down at Edgewood at Thursday Night Throwdown. I
was assaulted.
You were not. Big baby.
Oh, big baby. Nothing.
I never laughed so hard in my entire life.
Oh, I'm sure. Our next episode of this podcast on July 25th is the next one. We're actually going to have another interview guest joining us. One Black Diamond, Ace Perry, is going to be calling in and talking to us a little bit. indie star from the Midwest, Black Label Pro, Iron Spirit Pro, Hybrid Championship Wrestling. So that should be fun. Heck of a worker and a nice guy. So that should
Very
be a
nice
fun
guy.
interview. We may have to get Bari in on that one too, Minderz.
But I'm sure if Barry can, he will want to be because
Yeah.
he's a very big Ace Perry
Yeah.
fan. He
Yeah.
introduced me to Ace Perry. So
Admittedly, you two know more about Ace than I do, so I'm probably going to take a backseat on this one, but it's going to be a fun one though.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Because you've only
Yeah.
seen him what twice?
Twice. I saw him 2 nights in a row actually. Iron Spirit Pro, he wrestled in a tag match and then wrestled Jake something at Hybrid the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the episode
I'm
after that,
excited.
yeah, 2 weeks after that one on, I think it's the 8th, I forget the exact date, whatever the next other Tuesday after that is. That's going to be our big 2-year anniversary episode, Minderz. Well, this podcast is 2 years old in just about a month. And
I
we're going
said,
to be
yeah,
doing
it's the 8th.
yeah, and we're going to be doing another fantasy draft like we did. We did one a couple months ago. It was a lot of fun. It was you, me, and Gary on that one. I think we're going to get Bari on this one because I think our topic is going to be indie stars for this
Oh, we're
draft.
doing indies? Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
let
we're
me
doing
know
indies this
so I
time.
know. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be in about a month. It should be fun. And then, yeah. And then hopefully next Friday, like a week from this coming Friday, we'll have another Gold Rush up. If not, just keep your eyes out and we'll let you know when that's coming. Minderz, got anything you want to add before we say goodbye?
You know, when we do our 2-year show, you might try to get Narj on if we're doing indie stars.
I'm gonna reach out to him. I'm gonna
See
get
if
a
he
hold of him.
wants
I'll
to.
see. He might not be available, but I'll give it a shot.
And that's fine. That's fine. But
Yeah.
I figure
Yeah.
give him a shot.
Yeah.
And no, I have nothing more to add. Let's get out of here.
All right. Well, I said we're gonna be out by 9. It's 9:02. I feel like I failed. So for those of you joining us tomorrow for the shootout, we'll see you then. But if not, until the next episode here for Minderz, this is Reb. Remind you all, life is hard, work stiff, and we will see you later.